And we are live, to quote that one football commentator who says it all the time, who I don't know it is it Martin Tyler? Who knows? Who cares? Welcome, everybody, to the start of what can only be described as potentially the worst run in the Premier League of fixtures. It's Arsenal versus West Ham United. Tom, how the devil are you?
I'm absolutely fine. Sorry, I was just readjusting my microphone. Sorry if you hear the dog. She's with me already from Kickoff today. How am I feeling ahead of today? I was not optimistic, obviously. And then I did pre the lineups a little bit earlier, probably than I should have done.
Okay.
You all right there? Just because I was sort of interested to see what way he was going to line up, what players were going to start, and there was obviously the talk that Noble was injured, and then I saw the lineups, and then I was just like, nah, it's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long old day. So yeah, not looking forward to it. What about you?
I can't decide. If I'm being honest, I can't decide. Like, part of me is we'll get a bit deeper into this, but part of me is like excited because I always feel like we play better against the big teams, and I don't mean that in a typical we play better against the big teams. I mean in a literal, their openness to try and attack and win the game helps us because we're such a defensive side. And so it's a situation where I do have a little bit more confidence against Arsenal than I did against Newcastle, which is weird and backwards. But we'll get a bit deeper into that. Let's just start with the lineups. Sorry, actually, before we start with the lineups. Hello, everyone in the chat. Thank you for joining us. Apologies for the ever so brief delay. YouTube just randomly went, you are not allowed to live stream at the moment. I was like, oh, okay. But we're here now, and that's all that matters. So hello, Jared, Flynn, Irish, Tommy, Chris Harris, Eric Olstead, Garino 1971, Tim Redshaw, Dave Ben, James Gunn, who was here before the stream even started. What a man. Ombraphobia, who's also here before the stream started. Tom Atherton. Oh my days, it you, bruv. You were in the chat. Ibrahim Ghani, hello everyone. Welcome to the live stream. And Rebecca, hello Rebecca as well, who's just joined us. So,
and Clips,
who's just joined us as well. So, everyone's here. Right, so let's get into it, because I've actually managed to figure out how to get the lineups on screen in a nicer manner today. It is still just reading the internet, but we'll see what it goes. So shall I read it to you?
Let's go for it. We'll
start with the West Ham lineup because it's on my screen. Boom, look at that. Look at that. It's like we know what we're doing. Fabianski in goal. Fredericks, Diop, Ogbonna, Cresswell, Masuaku. Rice, Souček, Fornals, Bowen, Antonio. What's your initial reaction to that?
I have a lot of feelings about this lineup. I don't quite get where he's pulled this lineup from, and I mean that in as much as we saw midweek that I thought the team that he put out against Charlton, albeit against Charlton, they looked really good.
Yeah.
Obviously, minus a couple of players that I'd love to start. Declan Rice and Souček, but I thought that Lanzini, Yarmolenko, Anderson, and Sebastian Haller, I thought they all had excellent games. And then to leave them out again today, and obviously Josh Cullen as well, and we'll get into that. And to leave those 3-4 guys on the bench, I'm not a fan of it. I can understand one or two, and especially that formation. It's kind of, with our left back position, it's the lesser of two evils. Who would you rather have? So to see them both out on the pitch today at the same time, and having Aaron Cresswell back in at centre half, I'm extremely scared. I am positively. I knew we were going to get beat today. Obviously, if we win, it will be good. Be a shock if we do. But I just, I think the Sebastian Haller one to me is just the most glaring kind of omission for me.
I mean, that's what the bench is. Darren Randolph, Balbuena. I didn't say his first name there because I usually mess it up, so I've just not decided to say it this week. Ben Johnson, Yarmolenko, Felipe Anderson, Manuel Lanzini, Sebastian Haller. I mean, that's the thing. I think you can read it in two separate ways, formationally. The first one being, Fornals is playing as part of a midfield three, maybe as a cam, and then you have Masuaku on the left of a wing in a 4-3-3, in a traditional 4-3-3 that we've sort of been playing of late. The other way you can read it is that it's a back 5 or 3, depending on how optimistic you're feeling, and that you have. Well, again, it could be a situation where you have a midfield 3 of Rice, Souček, and Fornals. It could be a midfield 2 in a 3-4-3 with Fornals on the left, Bowen on the right, Antonio down the middle, which is sort of what I think it probably is. And then Cresswell centre back and Masuaku left wing.
I think what really worries me and irks me about that lineup is that we know how difficult Antonio struggle. Well, we know how much he struggles when he's on his own up top, and I just do not see him getting the right service against those guys. And I'm also concerned with having, and I know obviously probably he's gone with this formation obviously to try and I guess negate some of Arsenal's speed that they'll have on the counter attack, specifically with Willian and Aubameyang down our left and right. But obviously, if Arsenal go with you were saying before that they've sort of been playing with the 3-4-3 recently, so they're going to have so many bodies coming at us anyway. I just don't trust Diop really anymore to a certain extent, but also I don't trust Masuaku and I don't trust Cresswell either. So I don't know. I think he's given up an awful lot just to have that back 5. I think Haller was a shoe-in for me today, especially by the way that some of the players played against Newcastle, and just not. They just didn't look at the races, really, did they? For an opening game of the season, and like I said, those guys that played on Tuesday night, that sort of, I guess you could say, been at the club a bit longer, and they're used to playing with each other, and they gelled really well the other night. And I also thought that was helped by Josh Cullen running the show really in midfield. So to think that he's been completely omitted from the match day squad today, I'm just like, what does he have to do? I think that if you pull up that team sheet again, there is a fantastic picture on the right hand side. If you can show the chat, and that's, I'm pretty sure, exactly how most West Ham fans are feeling right now about Josh Cullen.
He's
because
just in prison.
He's just in jail. I mean, like, what does he have to do to actually get his chance in and around the first team? You would have thought that the way that his natural style of play and Mark Noble's natural style of play, that he would have sort of seamlessly slipped into Noble's role in midfield. But to omit him from the squad on the match day completely,
it's weird.
I mean,
what's weird about it as well when you admit him like that is we still were yet to have a sort of slightly further back central midfielder on the bench. And it's just a bit wild. I mean, I don't expect Rice or Souček to get subbed, to be fair, but it's always. I mean, it just. I don't know. We are also seeing sort of the problems of years of just buying attacking midfielders and wingers, attacking wide players, because we've got Felipe Anderson, we've got Yarmolenko, and we've got Lanzini on the bench, as well as Bowen and Antonio on the pitch. It's like, bruv, can we stop buying for 5 seconds by some defenders? Anyway, let's have a look at the Arsenal lineup. Is as follows: Leno in goal, Bellerin, Gabriel, Holding, Tierney, Xhaka, Ceballos, Saka, Willian, Aubameyang, Lacazette, with a subs bench of Macy, David Luiz, Kolasinac, Maitland-Niles, El Nene, Pepe, Nketiah. So yeah, I suspect it will be in a 3-4-3, that being Gabriel, Holding, and Tierney at centre back. Tierney playing left side of centre back, Bellerin right wing back, and probably Saka at left wing back. Xhaka and Ceballos. Sort of the double pivot with Willian, Aubameyang, Lacazette, Aubameyang on the left, Lacazette down the middle, Willian on the right. Just before I get your opinion on it, hello to everyone who's joined us since. Lord Bacon, hello. Vernon Harvey, hello. Charlie Boy, shout out to my brother. Mr. Shios, Steve Tilley, Camis Ahmed, Jez Bish. Lots of people in the chat doing big combos right now. Schmiegel's here. Schmiegel is here. And goodbye to Pangley. Like, the thing is about Arsenal's front line is it's just scary. It doesn't really matter which ones they play either. They are all kind of terrifying. You know, I mean, when you have to accommodate Aubameyang to the extent of putting him on the left as opposed to Lacazette or whoever else, or like, you know, other players. I mean, that's how strong that lineup is. That you know, we're trying to find a player to shove at left wing because we have no one to play there, and they're putting Aubameyang there because they need to put him in somehow, and he's still ridiculously good there.
Yeah. I mean, it's just it's night and day, really, isn't it? The difference between the two sides. It's scary because I think for so long, obviously, Arsenal fans and speaking, sort of doing reviews and stuff the last couple of days, or previews and stuff. Arsenal haven't had that sort of style of football for such a long time, where it sort of got back to the days of Arsene Wenger with the quick, short shot passing and attacking football that their fans are used to. But now Mikel Arteta has got them playing in a system where he can get multiple attackers involved. He's got good technical players that can pass well, and it's for us. It's going to be a long afternoon. Charlie is quickly just having a little bite of his pizza, but I don't see anything other than.
Just a bit. I'm very hungry. I apologise.
It's difficult to see past anything other than Arsenal scoring 3 or 4 past this defence today. Even if we put 4, 5, 6 at the back. So it's unfortunately, and I think it's one of those things where if Arsenal late in the game need somebody to come off the bench and impact them, we saw what Pepe did last season to Aaron Cresswell. He destroyed him pretty much, and Masuaku after they came on in the after he came off the bench and sort of had probably say one of his better games of the season. So it's whichever way you look at it today, it's pain, I think, is the best way to describe it. Don't get me wrong. I'd love, of course, I'm sure all of us would love to pick up a point, 3 points. And if we do get that, we'll be ecstatic. But based on what we've seen so far with the lineups and just the way that we played last week and whatnot, it's looking even more a shoe-in now that Arsenal are going to win. It's just how much are they going to win by is the big question.
Also, I was eating garlic bread, not pizza. I've got the pizza still to come.
I feel like that. I feel like just quickly before I say you may need to show the chat what's popping. What I
would ask the chat.
But hang on, before I do that, there are 150 of you in here now. You guys have been amazing for supporting the streams. Since we started doing these at the back end of last season, obviously this season. If you can drop a like on the video if you haven't, subscribe if you haven't already. I've just seen we ticked over 13,500 subscribers today.
We have.
The support recently has been unbelievable. So if you continue that by showing your support on these watch-alongs, that would be greatly appreciated. Now, Charlie.
Tom, I'm going to ask you a question. Everyone in the chat loves football, right? Even if they're a fan of an opposition team, they love football. But what do people in the chat love talking about more than the football that's happening on the screen?
I don't know, Charlie. What do the chat love talking about more than football that's on the screen?
They're talking about what we're eating. And what's the one thing that specifically Connor Matthews, who has been in here before, has shouted the words? What's the phrase he shouted?
I don't know.
That's right. Food cam, ladies and gentlemen. We've got food cam. As you can see, this is the garlic baguette I'm currently eating. You can see my drinks here and here, ready for the show. You have to ignore the wire. The wire is it's very precariously placed, this camera. So you'll have to ignore that. But we do have food cam. So what we've got here is this is on Morrison's frozen garlic bread. You also have to ignore the fact that I've also wearing my pajama bottoms. Ignore that, ladies and gentlemen, because it is what it is. And then, Tom, just when you think that's a lot. That's a decent match day meal. We have got a pizza. Now, what you see is this is again a frozen Goodfellas pizza from Morrison's. Cheap, decent pizza. I've sprinkled a little bit of sweet corn on it because I do prefer sweet corn. Rebecca's mentioning the cable management. We're going to ignore it. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. So you wanted food cam. We've got food cam. Name another stream on football YouTube that has food cam, ladies and gentlemen. There we go.
I will say, obviously, we are 20 minutes out from kickoff, and food cam is a big hot topic of discussion. Let's have a quick check-in with the live chat. Hope you're all doing well. Obviously, Charlie said hello to you as well. Hello, everybody. Score predictions for today. Let's go through them. What are people saying? How many goals are we going to concede? Are we going to get a win in today? Let's read through, see what people are saying. Christian Hayes, 4-0 Arsenal. I don't see past that really at the moment, Charlie.
Yeah, I was on a Arsenal channel earlier on today.
Half time.
I was on Arsenal Fan Circle. Shout out to those guys. And they were all saying about the same score, and as was I. But we'll give our predictions fully after.
So yeah, Christian Hayes 4-0 Arsenal, Irish Tommy 4-1 Arsenal, Jez Bish 4-2 to the Hammers. Get in there, you Irons. Tim
Jez, you madman.
Tim Redshaw 1-1 or 2-2. James Gunn 5-0 Arsenal. Their attack looks more primed than Germany in 1939. As we all know, that was a dangerous attack. There's a lot of goals scored there. Then we're talking millions. Let's have a look. Christian says this lineup is a disgrace. 2-0 Arsenal, says Manaf. Ian Lench, I'm guessing that's 4-1 Arsenal. Garino saying 3-2 to us and warm medicine after the match. Raven AK47 saying 2-1. Oh dear, my granddad is in the live chat. Granddad, nice to see you. What did my mum want? She just asked me, Granddad, if I'd like some crisps before the game started. Mike Williams, 5-0 Arsenal. Jezbis, Germany did lose the war, so that bodes well. 2-1 Arsenal. I'm going to be optimistic, says Rebecca. She did come in with a £5 donation. Thank you so much, Rebecca. Charlie is beside himself currently on the screen. We'll get your name up there in a second. Adam Norris says 3-2 Arsenal. Yeah, so it's not very optimistic, I don't think, at the moment, Charlie. It's safe to say, and I would tend to agree. I'm going to stick with my original prediction from the other day that I did on Glenn Kitely. I think it was Everything Arsenal. I think his channel was called. I don't know.
Good lad.
Really, 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 really nice guy. And I said 3-1. And I'm sticking with 3-1 because I think we'll score. But yeah. What about you? What are you saying?
I would just like to say I'm a Tottenham Hotspur fan until I die forever, ignoring the capitalizations all over the shop. Bale is back. Congratulations. But does Bale have fucking food cam, mate? No, he doesn't. So there we go.
My granddad just joined the stream. You got to
sorry. Apologies. I forgot. I forgot. Nice to see you, by the way. Never met you before, but your grandson is a good lad. Yeah, I can't see. I said 3-0. I think it's going to be an easy 3-0 win for Arsenal. The three at the back changes it up a little bit.
But not a lot to the point where we should be comfortably winning this game.
And not to the point where I think we're going to get a goal. I mean, they've been very good of late. They're in good form. They're just making it work. It work, and I think it's I can't see past it, unfortunately. It's one of those situations where we're just going to be pumping it along to Antonio and really hoping he does something magical. And I don't see that happening today. No,
it's never a recipe for success, especially against a team that's as well drilled as this. There's obviously, I think there's a few Arsenal fans in the chat. Welcome. Obviously, we do like to interact with you guys during the game. there's no hate around here. With fans, we love to sort of have Oppo fans in, as I'm sure our regular people in the chat obviously know. We love to interact with you guys while the stream's going on, see your thoughts, how you're playing. So, and as for the Tottenham Hotspur fan that said Bailey's back, I'm actually glad Bale's back in the Premier League. I think it makes the Premier League look better. And of course, yes, we are scrambling for signings, and I think all West Ham fans find that hilarious at this point. So it's really not a sour point. But yeah, Mohammed Bakari says, "What's up, Charlie and Tom? How are you doing? What's your prediction for this game?" As we said, I think Charlie's sticking with 3-0.
3-0 to Arsenal.
I'm saying 3-1. I think our only sort of what I was gathering from the Arsenal fans on the preview channels that I did, I don't know if it was the same for you today, but they were worried that if we sat 10 men behind the ball and Antonio up at the halfway line, that they've been struggling to break teams down at the moment. So if we've got that going for us, I guess that's a good thing. And they're also worried about their set pieces at the moment against them. So, and obviously we know that we do have a lot of bodies in there that can, especially Souček, Diop likes to pop up now and again for a header at corner, or Bonner. So we do have a threat from set pieces, and I think that's where our goal will potentially come from today.
I think I also said this on the show I did earlier on today, the Arsenal show I did earlier on today. I find it hilarious how scared every opposition fan is of Mikel Antonio.
I know
everyone is terrified of him. I just find it hilarious. Yes, Brian Cox, Moyes hasn't a clue. The only manager so incompetent you can see it from space. Shout out to Brian Cox. You got a lot of the stars. Who was it who said it? I'm looking for a specific person who said something in the chat. If you give me 1 second. I'm just seeing people talk about garlic bread. Whoever it was who asked about the PlayStation games, I have coasters that are PlayStation games. So I've got Parappa the Rapper, I've got Medieval, I've got Lemmings, Destruction Derby, I've got some other ones under there, but they've got drinks on currently, so that's what was there. So we're about 15 minutes away from kickoff, Tom. Rebecca's already donated £5.
Thank you so much, Rebecca.
Thank you, Rebecca. I've decided to calm down and forgive you, but know that you're on thin ice.
I think it's I don't think we had a real chance to say as well the other day because people were so supportive throughout the live stream with the donations and stuff. So if we didn't get a chance to say thank you to all of you at the end because we kind of were in a hurry to get off for Gio and Gonzo to come back on, thank you for everybody that donated the other day.
Yeah, hugely appreciated. Like ridiculously so.
The support is it's helping us. Like I said, push these things out to you guys, these watch-alongs and whatnot, and it furthers us and what we're able to do as a channel. So we greatly appreciate that from all of you.
Tom,
go on.
Yeah, you first.
No, go on.
I was gonna say, when I look at the lineup, I was just thinking about it then when I was eating garlic bread. I was just deeps in it, letting it play around in my head. If, and this is a very large if, because I said on the Arsenal stream I did earlier on today, I said it's 3-0 and it's going to be comfortable unless David Moyes pulls something out of the hat. Do you think changing to a 3-4-3 or a 5-3-2 or whatever it ends up being, do you think that's enough? Do you think that's a wise idea? Because I've been very steadfast in general that I do believe we should be going 4-2-3-1. I think that's our best formation. I think it suits.
I will just say, if I was just trying to check if Jez Bish, what you were saying was true, but apparently, and I don't disbelieve you. Apparently, Kolasinac is a late addition to Arsenal. Apparently, Tierney is out injured. I will get my stream up on my phone just to double check and have a look to see. But I imagine he's always in here, and I don't think he'd lead us astray. So if that is true. And I'm seeing that Sky Sports are focusing on Kolasinac. So, and I'm looking at the Arsenal team now. Kolasinac is in. Don't think it changes too much, to be fair. I
wouldn't trust Kolasinac at centre back.
No, of course not. If anything, I would say that he's a stronger. I don't know. He's more of a beefier centre half. So Antonio's sort of got I'd say a tougher job because Gabriel the other week looked absolutely unbelievable. So, I think Clayton said there, are we playing 3 at the back or is it Masuaku playing as a wing and Fornals as the 10? I think you could change into that formation if he wanted to kind of change it up before he brought any subs on. He could potentially go with Masuaku at wing, where I think he actually is more effective, believe it or not. But again, I don't see him really swapping to that, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know what I would prefer. And that's the thing. I probably wouldn't mind that. I don't particularly like Masuaku at wing, but I mean, I don't know. Because the thing is when I think of 3-4-3, I think of like that Chelsea title winning side under Conte, who were brilliant, and they were playing 3-4-3. Like they were unreal with sort of inside forwards. But I almost don't think it's 3-4-3. I almost think it's 5-4-1 or something. You know what I mean? I just think when you look at the team, when you look at the players, I just think they're mostly going to be too deep to even be considered anything close to a 3-4-3. And again, I hope, and I know most people disagree with this, I also hope it's not a 2, because I look at, say, Bowen, and I know a lot of people think, he could play up front. I don't want to see him up front. I'd rather just see Haller and Antonio up front if we're going to do that. Like I don't like the idea of moving players out of where their best positions are. And in that sense, putting Bowen in anything other than a 3-4-3 makes no sense to me.
Yeah. Foshizi, thank you very much for £5 donation. As always, one of those. Moyes is playing an 8-man defence with 2 forward players. Hi there, by the way, fellas. Lovely to see you, Fo. Lovely to see you, as always. Thank you so much for the donation. Again, greatly appreciated.
8-2-0 formation incoming.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, thank you. The money goes to help benefit in the channel. We've got big things planned coming very soon. So thank you so much for that. Somebody did ask a question. Actually, Connor has just joined in and said curry cam. I don't know whether he was here before and he didn't see it, but just for
Connor,
you,
my friend, give me a moment, and you will be pleasant. You're going to be happy. You're going to be happy. Sorry, Tom. Carry on.
I thought you'd gone to the other screen, so I thought I'd get a quick vape in, but it's
that's fair. It happens to the best of us. Happens to the best of us. And James Gunn as well.
James Gunn, massive thank you. Moy's first sub bingo. I'm going with the 66th minute. That is a great shout. We always love playing a bit of Moy's sub bingo in here.
I say 68 every time because it just feels right for me.
Yeah,
it just feels
70th minute. I'm going to say between 70 and 75. I think it will be after we've just gone a goal down and it needs an instant reaction, and he waits 15 minutes solidly to make the sub.
Connor Matthews, my friends. I would go as far as to say you have inspired this. Welcome to Food Cam. Here you go. I've got a baguette right now. I've got garlic bread. I'll go. I eat it well. Live. You can see actually the other PlayStation coasters I've got here. You can see my wired Xbox 360 controller I used to play PC games to my PC gamers. You know, it's a beautiful time. Welcome to Food Cam. It's a reality, people. It's a reality.
Logan Bowser, thank you so much again for 99. Moyes, no subs. He's saying no subs. I mean, that's again is bold, but it could be predictable, and it could actually be a thing. So, Logan, again, thank you so much for that. We will say actually after the success that we had the other day doing the Carabao Cup, because so many of you joined, we had so many of you in here. It was over 400 at one point. Because obviously it was kind of behind the paywall and you joined us. I think we're doing it again this week for the whole game. So expect us to be back again doing this for the whole game as well. Rebecca coming in with a £2 for Moyes sub bingo. 75th minute. Either it's for Moyes sub bingo or she didn't want to have her name removed from the donation box in the top right-hand corner. So yes, 75th minute. I reckon it will be between 70 and 75th. Sorry, James. I wanted to go back up to your question here. You did say quite a while ago, thoughts on players performing well, cups pre-season, either being sold or bench. Where's the incentive to play well? I think this is the massive problem we have, is that when our players are performing and they are playing well, either be in the cups or in the pre-season, it's never replicated, and they never end up getting that chance, and they end up getting sold on. And it's just like we have this whole chat about, you know, the Academy of Football, which is in utter disgrace at the moment, by the way. What does it say to the likes of Josh Cullen, who cannot break into the first team, even make the matchday squad on the bench just to be there, after his performance midweek? It just doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. And if he does get sold just off the basis that he had a really good game the other day and it's like, oh, we can make a quick buck on it, the riots would be even there. There's Charlie, your brother. You're just a great guy. All the way out I'm
just trying to do something. Thank you so much, CB. You're an absolute legend. Thank you, Rebecca, as well, which I hadn't said out loud yet. I'm just trying to do something. If this works, it'll be beautiful. If not, then I'll be back in a sec. Give me a sec.
Charlie boy, who is all the way over, is it Brooklyn or New York? He's one of those two. He is in Brooklyn. Always appreciated around here. If you know, Charlie boy, can always put what you think in the chat. But yeah, no, thank you so much for the $10 donation. We are ever so close, 5 minutes away from the match. Quite a few of you have subscribed since we started. Thanks to all that have done that. If you haven't already, do drop a like on the video. Really helps us. Don't forget, Gio is also doing a giveaway. I think he's done a builder bet on the other video, on the pre-lineup or pre-build up show, just sort of going through the lineups. I think if you comment something about a muff in the comments and the bet wins today, then one of you will take home the money from the bet that they've done. So yeah, Ryan Miller, we are watching today on Sky, but if you don't have access to Sky Sports, then I would encourage you to check something called Reddit Soccer Streams, although I can't really advocate that in case we get banned, but Reddit Soccer Streams, and you will find a link for the game, 100% sure. Quickly, I do want to ask, just before we start, because Charlie's just doing a quick bunch of editing, to the live chat anyway, what does everybody think about Grady Diangana scoring today for West Brom? Because funny that we needed a left mid, as Charlie said in the build up, and Grady Diangana went and scored. Although it was in a loss today, it just kind of felt like a kick in the teeth, really. How about you, Charlie? Did you? I know they had lost the game and whatnot, but just seeing him score, I'm so happy for him.
Yeah, massively happy for him. I really am. It's sad because the goal was so good as well. Like it could have been us. It's a massive shame. It's a massive shame because he took the ball from the halfway line, or before the halfway line, and absolutely flew forward. Like he just kept going and going and going, and it was.
Do you know what though? I said this a couple of weeks ago. I think he's really honed in on that almost. I don't want to say Gareth Bale-esque, but that left-footed shot across the keeper. And I did say that a few weeks ago. That shot across the keeper, and he's technically he's just getting better and better each week. I think he's going to be so key for West Brom if they're going to survive.
I agree. I mean, in the write-ups I read of the game, because I saw bits of it, I didn't watch it all, and then I saw a lot of the rest. When the write-ups were all raving about him.
Mike Dean was being typical Mike Dean, and he sent Bilic off for something he shouldn't have been. So apparently not allowed to encroach on the field of play.
Well, I saw when he got sent off, Bilic was in his face screaming at him. So I think he was probably in the right to send him off. But don't get me wrong, I bloody loved every minute of it. Like that was I saw it on Twitter. I was talking to my friend who's an Everton fan at the time. And I was like, "Did you see it?" And he was like, "No, I missed half time." And he was in there. He was in there.
Just go full screen. Let me set this up because this is for clips.
Let me know when you're ready. Yeah, is it moving? It is moving. I'm not entirely happy with the way it's doing it, but we're there. We're figuring these things out on the fly. We're figuring it out. Let me know. Let me know, Tom. Just say yes when you're ready. And, but yeah, it is moving. It is moving. Welcome. We're getting a Vars cam. It sounds like he's rummaging around. I've muted him now because I realised I hadn't done before. 3 minutes till kickoff, everyone. It's Arsenal versus West Ham. We will be live, of course, until full time, where we will then hand it over to Gian Gonzo. Tom, who is now ready, will be spamming it in the chat, just to fully give you all the chance to click over to that thing. But here we go. Vars cam, ladies and gentlemen. You love to see it. Look at that. It's an artsy shot. It's lovely frame.
It's big art right here.
Yeah, it is. The one thing that would be better is if Maisie was on the bed. It'd be beautiful.
There you go. Okay, can you just go full screen so I can just come back in and switch?
Of course, I can. Of course, I can. Yeah, we will be live until full time, where Gian Gonzo will be taking over the reins to do their full time review live. We'll spam it in the chat. You click, you get involved over there. It's a beautiful thing. Irish Tommy says, Charlie, please tell me you've had sausage in toast. I'm assuming you mean on toast, not to do certain other people's job. And I think you mean. I haven't. It sounds like something I'd be into though. Sounds like a sort of a lunchtime version of a toad in the hole, and I'm all about that. I am all about that. It's a beautiful thing. Tom, have you had sausage on toast?
No, but as Bez said, there is a photo apparently of Madeleine McCann next to my bed. So thanks, Bez. If we just can quickly, it is in fact not Maddie, but thanks anyway.
You always love to see it. Good to see you, Bez, my friend. Good to see you. Just completely throwing young Tom off. Right, so
we are in our change strip today as well, which I'm quite excited.
I haven't even got the stream up, so here we go. I should probably have done that already. I've been too busy with the pizza and the garlic bread and food cam and every other beautiful thing that's been going on this stream. Right, so
here we go, ladies and gentlemen. 2 hours of hell. It starts now. It starts now.
Begins.
Yeah, I'm glad I cleared it up for you, Bez. I didn't want anybody under the illusion that it was in fact Madeleine McCann next to my bed in a photo. But yes, David Avery saying he likes both kits this season. I don't know. Just seeing this one now, it's grown on me. I didn't like it on Twitter before the season started, but
We'll see. I don't actually know what kit we're playing in, so we'll see.
We're playing in the blue and obviously it's current blue, but it's the blue.
This one, yeah. Not a bad kit. Not bad.
Yeah, let's just quickly, just before we kick off, as Bez said, can we get some optimism in the chat from the West Ham fans here today? Let's just see it right now, everybody. I want good vibes, just
Big
for just
optimism for the people.
Seconds. Just like a let's go, or
let's go,
come on you irons, or something. Let's have some positivity, and then when we evidently and definitely go 1-0 down, we can return to being depressed people. Yes, Connor, sports ball indeed. Soccer time. Here we go. Time to
soccer.
Big.
Here we go. It's Arsenal versus West Ham United. Once again, a bad time for us probably, but we'll see what happens. Let's go. Big sports ball action coming your way. Thank you everyone for joining us. We really appreciate it. I've even got a thing moving on the screen now. Look, we're making big plays here, Tom. We're making big plays.
Oh, you do? I've just seen that. It moves.
It moves. It bloody moves.
It bloody does move.
It bloody moves. Here we go.
Timer is started. Excellent.
I'm all over it today. This is the most prepared we've ever been for stream. Like last week we were good. This week we're so good that I've set up a second camera and have made dinner. That's how on point we are this week, you know.
I'm interested to see sort of straight away. Let's see what kind of, especially when Arsenal are on the attack, what kind of a formation we're setting into. At the minute, breaking out from the back, it looks like 4 at the back. As Irish Tommy says, we haven't conceded yet, so we take small positives from the game. Charlie, we're back in a second. He's just chowing down on his garlic bread. Then there's the main man, David Moyes, looking graceful as always. Oh, look at that! just the interchange. It's just so quick. It's so crystal. It's clear. Early. Eric is asking for toast review. Eric, how dare you? That is garlic bread.
It's garlic bread, bro. Listen, okay? It's good. It's a little bit cold because obviously it's been out for a while. But it is good. I do like garlic bread. This is the frozen one from Morrison's. This is the frozen one from Morrison's. You get it in a single baguette, and that's why I bought it. Usually I would buy the chilled one, which is in the double baguette form. But I only wanted one baguette. So I went with the frozen one as opposed to the... Hang on.
Oh.
As opposed to the...
Early chance for Lacazette.
I've
wasted.
You know? It's just how these things work out sometimes.
Evan O'Riordan, lovely to see you back again. Can't wait for the Donald Trump slander, as always. It's greatly appreciated. It looks like on the defensive side of things, it is sort of slotting into a back 5. But going forward, I don't like how wide Fornals looks right now because he is down that left-hand side and our striker is also down the left-hand side and kicking balls 100 yards in front of him and trying to run onto it as usual. Love that, Mikel. Love the energy to start. Where's the protein and the cheeky pepperami, says David Avery?
It's a good question. There isn't any. I'm not going to lie. I'm not getting no gains today, but usually, I don't know. I'm very bad. My diet's horrendous. I can't lie to you, bro.
Oh, dearie me. Have you left me full screen for this entire thing? You have indeed. Just take a quick swig of coffee. This is a while back, although this is from 1995. Well, no, the mug's not from 1995, but was born in 95. So it is the mug is a lie, Rebecca. I'm cheating my way to look younger, unfortunately. Antonio breaking through. Gabriel with a decent challenge on Antonio there. Masuaku, who's driven past his man. It's a corner, West Ham. It's a corner. We'll take that. Am I so ahead of you? I do apologise. We were having this issue earlier, but It's come. So this is what happens when you upgrade your internet, Charlie. You get such better internet. Wish he could. Wish he could indeed. Look at that. It's just they're seamless transitions, guys. Seamless transitions. And same for UFO. There is the bars. Okay. First corner of the game. Let's see what we're going to do. This is, I think, our best chance at scoring, unfortunately. Corner comes in. Back stick, headed across. Ogbonna. Ooh, tame efforts. Tame efforts. Should have had a better head on that. Foe, yes. I if I was on my PlayStation, we worked this out earlier on the Now TV, I would be currently on 5 minutes as well. We tried to get Charlie onto my Now TV account to try and get it speeding up, but unfortunately just wasn't having it, and whatever we tried, he was still like 30 seconds behind. So
there was always a big difference. Yeah, it's unfortunate because we did want it to be as accurate as possible. Now TV seems to be so inconsistent. We had this problem last season as well, to a much lesser extent. But yeah, it's just wild, the differences.
It's unfortunate, but we move. We move. We move indeed. Yes, if you are just joining us, you have joined the watch along on Hamish Chat for the Arsenal versus West Ham game. If you haven't already, do drop a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't. Fo says I'm going to pause until 5 minutes and 30 seconds. There you go. Don't forget there is I think is there a 10-second delay on the stream? You wouldn't see that. So if you can account for a 10-second delay on the stream as well, Fo, then yeah, that's how it will look. Can they hear Can they hear you talking like that? Okay. Sorry, Charlie was just trying to tell me what to do. He was trying to boss me, as always. He is my boss. I mean, it's a decent start. It's just how long we can keep this sort of level of sustained pressure up is the big thing for us. But we've started brightly. Even if it is 5 minutes, we'll take the opening 5 minutes as Masuaku gives the ball away. Shock horror. We do have a free kick, though, in a decent position. We do have a free kick. Dani Ceballos with the foul. Let's see if Aaron Cresswell can be useful. This is one of the only things that he seems to be consistent at doing is taking some decent free kicks at the moment. So Charlie is coming back. Don't worry. He is here with me. I don't like being left alone on the stream because I'm not a very good football commentator.
Don't do yourself a disservice. You're all right, bro.
I'm okay. It should be the left foot Cresswell coming in. But a decent start, Charlie. A decent start. I didn't expect to see, but I'm not going to lie.
It does. It's playing free at the back is one of those things where it gives you both. It gives you both a bit more defensive solidity.
Deflected for a corner.
A bit more defensive solidity while also giving you a sort of a different attacking output. We're very reliant heavily on the wings with it, but
like I said, listen, if what we were hearing from the Arsenal fans this week is true, then it is they do struggle to break down teams that do sit very, very deep. Apparently, this is what we were hearing, myself and Charlie. So they were worried about that. It is a corner to West Ham, and Declan Rice does have the captain's armband today instead of Cresswell, which is a plus. Does Hector Bellerin want to pull his shorts up any more than he already has done? I don't know.
All the way up. He wants belly button short movers. I really struggle to say that.
Eric, are you currently living in the future right now? Because he's saying Oggy will score today. Mark his words.
And then we see 15 seconds into the future, Ogborn has scored, and we realise his stream's just ahead of us.
Rebecca's getting excited. Listen, if Rebecca's excited by West Ham today, there may be something good on the horizon. All I'm saying is, last season when we played against Chelsea and I came out and I was the only one, Mike Monera told me that I was potentially sick.
That was true.
I love you, Mike, but you told me I was ill in the head. And look what happened. I don't have that same feeling today, so this story was pointless, but let's just see. Will McGill, Man United got beat 3-1. Do you know what? They did get beat 3-1, and I was shocked at how poor they were today. They were poor. I was watching it. They were very poor. I loved watching Leeds earlier. I thought Leeds were fantastic.
Tom's a closet Leeds fan.
No, shush. No, I'm not.
He's a closet Leeds fan and an open Northern. Which one annoys you more if I say it?
The northerner one. I think that one.
Okay,
that one
fair
gets.
enough. He's a northerner then.
But no, do you know what? I'm Leeds against us is going to be fantastic to watch, just because Leeds going forward are absolutely unbelievable. The way that Marcelo Bielsa has them playing football, the short, sharp, quick passing, they all know what they're doing. The runs in behind, they're just, for a team that's just come up to see them hold possession so well, like they did at Anfield and stuff. Like, genuinely, Leeds going forward this season, I think they're going to score a bag full of goals. The only problem is that Leeds can't really defend very well. The good thing about us is we can't also defend very well. So I'm saying that when we play Leeds, it's going to be 7-7. I'm going.
Can we just talk about this a second? Where's Patrick Bamford come from all of a sudden?
He was doing it last year.
It's Patrick Bamford. He can't be good. I can't believe it. I don't
say he's necessarily good, but I still think that he's a natural goal scorer. The divisions below, he's had chances. I think he should have scored double what he had with the amount of chances he had last season, but he didn't. But
I guess we'll see how it goes. It's very early to say anything good about anyone, but I just don't rate Patrick Bamford, and yet I kind of don't have a choice but to rate Patrick Bamford, if you know what I mean.
I think the funniest signing so far to watch is definitely Ruben Koch from Leeds, and that is how you pronounce his name. It was quite funny.
You've been very excited about this name for a while.
Listen, Robbie Savage was saying today when Koch committed his second penalty in 2 weeks that, it was dangerous for Koch to try and pull out like that. And it was quite funny. Not going to lie. And he was really honing in it, because I heard Koch's name mentioned about 7 times in 30 seconds. Like, he was deliberately
classic. He's cocked it there. He's cocked it up.
Exactly. It's a cock up from Koch. It's just the gag's there. I mean, just look forward to the Leeds stream. That's all I'm saying, because Tom's going to have a field day. Basically.
I'm just looking forward to seeing the pre-match show with Ed. Shout out Ed.
Yeah. That will be fun. Maybe we have to get him on the watch along.
Get Ed involved cheekily. Hello, Ed.
Love that. First 10 minutes. How was the chat feeling? How do you think we've started? How are you pleased?
We've been all right. I think we've been all right. Like I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I think we've been okay. But I also don't think we've been significantly tested yet.
You just know that it's going to be one hilarious mistake that opens us up, something that can be completely avoided, and will probably come from down our left-hand side as well, but there we go. Ombro, I bet Charlie has a big cock poster on his wall by it's my next season. And then, I mean Tom. Ombrophobia, I mean, if it's something the chat would love to see, I'll get Ruben Koch right here, just on my wall.
I would love to see it personally.
This space is reserved for one day, either through my own channel, which watch this space, or if Hammers Jack was to ever get there, I'd love to get a subscriber plaque on that wall there. That would be the ultimate dream. That space will stay bare for It's just ultimate. It is the ultimate. What did we call my PC, which is turning up next week? What was it called? Rebecca Main. Chat, give me a name for my PC this week. I called it El Pollo Loco, the crazy chicken.
I muted myself. I apologize.
It's okay. Yeah.
Thank you, Ombrophobia.
Weren't it the chicken? Rebecca, have some class. It was El Pollo Loco. Okay, the crazy chicken.
Have some class. Jesus.
We are on the break again. Low drive into the box. Saved by Leno.
I'm going to have a cheeky refresh, I think.
You're going to have a cheeky refresh?
I think I'm going to have a cheeky refresh.
We are positive to start. It's okay. It's okay, guys. I'm far more optimistic in these first 10 minutes than I have been all day.
I don't even know how I muted myself. It was very impressive for me.
Hey, listen, Fo. I used to love Subutio when I was a kid. I did have a Subutio set.
I had a Substitution set, but I didn't know how to use it, so I just never used it.
I mean, if you look at Mike still has a Subutio set.
That's true. I
No
just
matter
had
the age, you could always have
figures as like figures in my room. But
I was used to when I would flick them, it was used to hurt my fingers, so I kind of think I gave up on that.
Oh yeah, it does hurt, doesn't it? Can I get a very quick time check from you? Actually, no, I know how far behind I am. Don't worry, it's still like quite far. For example, you're probably on what, 25, 26?
I'm on 14, 23, 24, 25.
I'm about 5 seconds behind.
That's better than what it was before. That's better than what it was before. Irish Tommy can confirm we have many already. What's this? As I was talking about. Oh, Mike has a tactic center. I'm sorry, I don't mean to slander Mike's tactic center, Fo. It's many a thing has happened in that tactic center. Who's this? Jared Bowen in behind. He's only got one man to beat into the box. He's brought down. This is where if Clips is here, it's going to be that's red card. That's red card.
That's red card. I can't go past it. It's just a red card.
Hang on, let me have a look at this in detail. So Bowen takes it. He's got past Gabriel. He's trying to get round holding. I think he tries to lay it off there, but it would be soft. It would be very soft, but I've seen penalties given for less. I mean, if you saw the Man United game earlier today and the abysmal decision for the handball on Lindelof, it's soft, but I've seen them given before, put it that way, unless it's Man United.
It's not a pen for me. It's not a pen for me. It would be soft. Again, like you said, I've seen them given, but nah, not for me.
I'm reaching, okay? Look.
Tom's brother's here, everyone.
Do you know what I said? Because I offended him last week, I said I'd do this for the stream today. I said I'd do this just for the stream today. There you go, Ben. Type now. It's just for the stream today. Yeah, just for the stream today. Yeah, just for today. There you go. Enjoy your spanner. Rebecca, you will never be spannered again. That came from Charlie, not me, by the way. That was
not me. It's bullshit. This is slander. It was not me. That was Tom.
Showing your tender age is even considering that to be a foul. Listen, Seaside Hammer. It's the age we live in. Sport is soft now. Sport is soft, unfortunately. And listen, I'm trying to take it just because we need a goal from somewhere.
I would say I'm the preeminent supporter on this channel of two-footed challenges. I don't think there's another person on Hammer's chat who enjoys a good two-footed challenge than I. You know, I won't disagree if you see side, but I'm just saying.
Ombrophobia, Hylophobia says, why have you put the tool symbol next to your brother's name? Is he a tool? No. As much as I would love to 2-foot him now and again, he unfortunately is not a tool. Yeah, Ben, you're not allowed to time anybody out today unless you see ridiculous links or spamming stuff like that. Don't abuse your power, otherwise it will be swiftly removed. I'm just doing it as a symbol. Just have goodwill. Just for today. There you go. Although he might leave before the stream ends, and then I can't remove him. So yeah, no. We. Do you know what though? I'm slightly optimistic. Slightly optimistic. I just know that it's going to be one thing that unfortunately will do us in today. Lovely ball by Declan Rice out to Antonio down the left hand side. Cuts it back to Masuaku, who whips one of the greatest crosses you will ever darn see over the back. And that's a foul on corner. Oh dear. Oh well. Charlie will be back in a second. He just has 2 more sliders, unfortunately, so he will have to deal with me till then. I mean, it's that leg stepping out across just right at the end across his ankle. So again, it would be super soft, but I've seen those given for the bigger teams, shall we say. But yes, I agree with Seaside. 10, 15 years ago, that's just like, get up, you pansy kind of stuff. Lovely interception there. Again, we're intercepting Arsenal deep in their own half, which is nice to see. But are we going to have the end product today? I don't think so. And this again comes back to the same old argument of having Haller on, because I just do not trust anybody other than Bowen to actually finish a chance off. Fornals has now swapped out to the right-hand side, Charlie, it seems. It's difficult because I'm having to look down at my phone, so it's a little bit far away. I'm pretty sure Antonio's offside there. He is. There's a lot of movement going on out here. It's definitely interesting, but Arsenal are being very lax at the back right now. We are dispossessing them deep in their own half. Oh dear.
Ombraphobia, you can pay for a season ticket to watch me eat. It's called the Hammers Chat Patreon. There's a link below. There's a 3-tier system, and at any of them, you get to watch me eat for the season live on Two Spanners One Hammer, which is the Hammers Chat exclusive Patreon podcast. You can appear on if you're one of the patrons. Let me know if you want to be on. You can come on. Ombraphobia, that includes you, and I will eat live in front of you. I'll do it. I will do it.
Oh dear. Yeah, Jezbish, whilst you're there, on Twitter, you just have to search at @ATOPLAD, and you just have to search at Athers32. Great content over on Twitter. It's just always great content. Arsenal in behind. A great challenge from Aaron Cresswell. Did you see that, Charlie? Asuak on the break. Look, I think this is counter-attacks and set pieces are going to be Arsenal's weak point today, I think. It's just funny that I don't necessarily think we have the right players to break them down on the counter, but that's besides the point. In David Moyes we trust. Charlie Boy says to you, Brooklyn, New York wept as he showed that pizza, ... Oh my. I got to save you lot.
You do, bro. You do. I can't lie to you. This is a really, really cheap pizza from Morrison's from the supermarket. It's not fancy. It's not good, but it's not. I'll tell you what. We got to do it. We got to do a watch along live from a pizzeria with CB. I think that's on the cards, to be honest with you.
A road trip over, and again Lax from Arsenal losing it again. As Ben says, Morrison's pizza slaps. Love that, Ben.
Ben could stay mod forever now. He's earned it. I like Ben. Ben is the true Athers32. You're a fraud. Get off. Go.
No, I'm trying to sort out at the minute, Charlie boy. My friend works for I think she works for American Airlines or Delta over in America, and she's trying to put me on her flight benefits. So watch this space. I'm trying to get over to America sooner rather than later, and if I can do it for free, even better. Who knows? Well, listen, can they hear you right now?
No, they can hear me.
Okay.
Ooh, plane friends. Ooh, I know an air hostess. Shout out to Busted. Great song.
So listen, hey, we've got people to visit. Adam, Big John Nolan, Charlie Boy,
CB. We got
Lee,
over.
Tim, all these guys in America.
Scott Davis, all the people, lots of boys.
And Charlie, I'm not gonna lie, I have seen your food on Twitter. I've seen some of the stuff you make. I'm inclined to say you need to start a food-owned channel on YouTube.
I strongly agree. I strongly agree with that. I can't lie to you. Try CB's food right on Twitter looks unreal. Unreal. When you post the pot and you see it going, you're just like, it's a late night snack for me, but I'm on it.
Well, it's 25 minutes nearly gone, Charlie. We still haven't conceded, and we have been the more dangerous team. Arsenal have not started like they did last week against Fulham. How are you feeling? How are you feeling so far?
As I felt before, I think it's one of those things where I still think it will
come on. But big dog.
Just grips in him up. Oh, look at that. Lacazette tried to Lacazette stepped to him for a second. Bono looked down on him, and then Lacazette went, ha ha ha, get out, bro. Get out. Yeah, no, I still think it will be a comfortable Arsenal win, but it has been a good start.
I think that's the problem, is that Arsenal have the ability to unlock us at will, unfortunately, which is the problem. Jez, I'm going to pretend like I just didn't say Tom ... Just give it a second. I'm going to pretend like I didn't see that.
I'm just going to grab the phone and bring it closer.
Let's. I'm going to hide. I'm going to hide. Tell me when it's safe to look, everyone.
I'll let you know. Just stop looking at the chat. I can see your hand moving. Stop, you silly Billy.
And yeah,
it's a good goal. Lacazette with a header and a little shimmy after with Aubameyang. Good evening, all things Leeds. Nice to see you, my friend. Ed, good to see you.
We're just talking about you.
We were just talking about you.
He's offside. It's cool. Don't worry. He's offside. Everyone
just to let you know, so it was, I believe, Willian, potentially. No, it's not Willian. I don't know who that is. Saka looks to try and play the through ball to Aubameyang, who is incredibly close offside. It could be fractional here. VAR's gone to the decision. But he lays a through ball on the Aubameyang, who drifts in behind the middle of Diop and... I guess Fredericks, although he wasn't really there. And it's played across, and Lacazette gets the header in. It's a good header, good finish.
I don't understand this. He looked offside. It's probably because I'm on my phone. I'm just going to bring this closer to me as well, just really quickly.
It's been given. It's 1-0 Arsenal. I'm going to change the thing now. It's 1-0 Arsenal. It has been given a question of offside there, but VR says no.
He's offside. Is he offside? Is he offside? I don't know. He looks offside to me.
He does do this thing.
How is he not offside there?
Just have a look again.
It's
a good ball through. It could be a trick of the camera. I mean, I tried, to be honest with you. I trust the VAR. It's 1-0.
I don't trust the VAR. Interesting little shimmy there afterwards. I'll rate that. Nathan Falzone back in the chat. Bonjour.
I'll let you two talk.
Bonjour, my guy. Anyway, it doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, we don't have a say in it. It's currently 1-0 Arsenal.
It's 1-0. I trust VAR. It's 1-0. There's questions for offside, but it's a good finish by Lacazette regardless. Good little dink back across from Aubameyang. It's sort of what you want to see. You want to see your wide players drive to the line, dink it back across. It works perfectly. Go on, Tom. I know you are desperate to speak.
I'm dying. No, I'd probably. But I think bonjour is good morning. I don't know, but there you go. Good evening.
It just rolls off the tongue for young Tommy. It's just a talented boy linguistically.
Yeah, Hammer Ollie, I'm of the same sort of mindset. The lines are never straight, especially for the quote-unquote top teams.
I, however, am not a conspiracy theorist, and I just think that, you know what, the system is what the system is, and we move on.
It's frustrating, though, because we were literally just saying that we were actually on top of that game for the first 25 minutes. Arsenal looked awful, and now we will go into our shells. And unfortunately, potentially, that's the game done. It's just I don't see the resolve in us this season that if we go a goal down, that it'll be... I just don't see us having it in us to come back from a deficit, especially when our best players are currently sat on the bench and we won't see them till 15 minutes ago when there's no time for them to impact the game. But
it's frustrating, isn't it? I mean, it's the eternal problem. I think if we concede first, then that allows teams to sort of not have to go so far. If we get an early goal, then I'm very confident in us, really. But it is what it is.
Ed, thank you very much for the £5 donation. Put this towards a new headset. Ed, it seems to be you're donating every week for headphones. Last week it was my other AirPod, and this week it's for Charlie's taped headphones.
They're incredibly old. So these were bought in about, I say incredibly old, they're about 10 years old, a decade old now. So it's just general wear and tear. You can see this is actually a wire that's meant to connect them to, and I'm sure I've got a problem with my right earphone because of it. Well, I don't bloody know. But thank you so much, Ed.
I can tell you, Ed, with your £5 donation, I was able to purchase the last AirPod.
You'd have to see it. Dual audio. Stereo, as some may call it, as opposed to dual.
But thank you. So, no, we were basically just saying that when we play Leeds, obviously we need to get involved doing stuff on your channel or whatnot, or maybe even bringing you in for the half-time or something when we're doing the watch-along when we play Leeds, because that would be fun. Would be a good laugh. And I was also complimenting Leeds, as you know. I do like Leeds, so I was being very nice about Leeds earlier today. just quickly, Nathan says, I'll watch the game with you, lads. I'll try and be here every match day. Listen, Nathan, we really appreciate that. Nathan isn't even a fan of West Ham. He just randomly found us. So thank you so much for that, as do many of you as well that sometimes join us. James Gunn says, if people think Tarkowski will change, then they're deluded about his coaching. No one was marking Lacazette. I just don't think Tarkowski would improve. It's just because it doesn't. It fails to actually shore up the problems that we have currently on our team, and I think we need a centre back, but it's quite alarming when I'd rather still,
I think it's helpful, but I don't think it's vital. That's fine. I think it's helpful. I just don't think it's vital. I feel like it's one of those changes that would certainly improve us to some extent, but not so significantly that we're not going to concede goals like that, frankly. It's the fullbacks that are a bigger issue there. Saka with a shot over the bar. So it is what it is. I don't think it should be a move we should be going for, though, especially when we've been told the market is flat and that we have so little money. It's frustrating. It is frustrating. But nice to see you, Ed, and thank you very much for the donation. As I think so everyone who's donated so far. We really genuinely do appreciate it, and it does do a lot of changing. Our problem is David Sullivan. Yeah, you're right, folks. Sorry. I ignored it. Ignore the fact I said it was the fullbacks. It's very clearly a problem at the top. That's the thing with the Arsenal's front line. I'm looking at the replay again here, and they're just so good. It's just such a good front line, to be frank. Like, it's just scary what they can do at times. You look at it and you say, well, they've got Aubameyang, they've got Lacazette, they've got Willian, they've got Pepe, they've got Martinelli, they've got all of these ridiculously talented players. That doesn't really matter who they play. It's a very scary prospect. So when you get someone just playing through the lines like Saka, who just like drifts that ball, drifts in, nice little flick through to Aubameyang, and our defense has no chance whatsoever. And it's something I was talking about on an Arsenal video earlier today. Is I don't really feel like there's a point to almost playing a defensive formation because we can't defend. We're not good enough to defend. So I understand the prospect if you defend more in order to try and sort of negate how bad our defense is, but it's just pointless. Because I mean, when you look at that, it's although it's a great run and it's a good ball, it's not unsolvable to stop that. It is what it is. Ed, can't believe you guys beat Charlton earlier. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. I was surprised we beat them so comfortably. I didn't think we would win, but I didn't think it was insane. Ombraphobia, Charlie, with our fixture list, do you feel Moyes will be sacked? It's a good question, Ombraphobia. Do I think he'll be sacked? No, I don't. I think it's difficult because, of course, the rumours that came out recently were that he has till Christmas. Christmas is when he'd be judged and everything else, which I think is insane. You judge him at the end of the season, surely. Although if it's going horrendously bad, obviously get rid of him earlier. And he has gotten a horrendous running, but if he can pick up some points here and there of these fixtures, get a surprise win somewhere perhaps, I think that does his credit a hell of a lot and puts him in a good position. My gut says now, if you ask me, that we stay up in a very boring manner. I think we have finished 16th. I don't think we're in huge threat of relegation on final day, but we will be.
I've not seen the lot of action at West Ham for some time now.
In and around, and then
Masuaku fails to even get it into the box.
That was a horrendous throw, and you're not wrong. That was a horrendous throw.
Decent cross. We'll take the corner.
But yeah, it's a situation where, I think we'll stay up, and I think he'll be here to the end of the season. I don't think his contract will get renewed, though. Tom, what do you think?
I don't think his contract will be renewed. I don't see them letting him go before Christmas. I don't think it makes sense. Even if he's as bad as he is, I don't think any manager in these next 7 to 8 fixtures will pick up the results that we need. Poor corner doesn't even beat the first man. Also, somebody who's saying in there, who do you think will go first? I think it was Hammer Ollie. Headed across the box. Is that not handball?
I think it's a handball. Clips, get recorded.
Do you know what's going on? My natural action is just to keep repeating stuff, and then I just know from afar clips will be there. I think that was handball, Tom. That looked like handball.
Okay, well, you're going to have to tell me where it was because I didn't see it.
I'm pretty sure it's hang on, the ball gets headed across there. Is that Diop's hand?
So the ball gets played in. Souček heads it across. Diop's hand is out, and it's definitely a header by Gabriel.
That hit his arm. I'm just saying.
Oh, it did hit his arm. It did hit his arm. Honestly, I don't think it's that much of a handball, but it did hit his arm. I mean, by the letter of the law, it does, but it just is what it is.
Exactly the point is that
Calm down. I know what you're going to say. Calm down, you conspiracy theorist. The Earth isn't flat. Chill out.
This is literally, but the thing is, it can't be a conspiracy because it was given to.
I know it's just difference in refs, bro. It's not. It's got nothing to do. It's got nothing to do with teams, in my opinion. It's just given. It's different refs make different decisions, but it is what it is. We've sort of been thrown away.
No, let me go. Let me.
Go on. Have your little rant. Go on. I'll shut up.
Just no, but it's what's the difference between the Lindelof one and that? Don't full screen me. I feel bad when I'm full screen.
Sorry, go on.
It's just I don't get it because like as Hammerolly just said, why does VR not make him even look at it? It's Mike Dean was told to go and look at the board thingy. It just, as Becky says, the handball's so inconsistent. I don't like how can it be one for one and not for the other? It just the handball rule is just I don't.
I mean, every rule is inconsistent. The consistency. No, the consistency of a rule is the person judging on it. And that's the truth. Like it doesn't matter. Like so, with like the idea of with the ref going and have a look at it, it doesn't make a difference. It's not going to make it any more consistent. If anything, it slows it down. We have to remember this is something that really this idea of like the ref should go and like look at the screen does frustrate me because when we first had it happen, when VAR was in whatever international tournament it was, the Euros, and they were going to check the screens, everyone was like, "Oh, it's taking so long. The ref has to go around and look and all of this other stuff." And
I think it's more accurate because I feel like it's
I don't think it's any more accurate because it's still human error at the end of the day.
I love watching Italian football just because simply first of all, yes, I do like watching Italian football, but I'm saying in Italy, I've noticed from watching Italian football, the refs are far more inclined for some reason to go and check it over on the monitors. It puts the decision in their hands, which I think it should be. It should be in the refs.
It's still in a referee's hand at the end of the day. It's not me making the decision. As Tom's room starts falling apart from rage. It's still in a referee's hand. It's not like it's not like they go run outside of Greg's up the high street and go, "What do you think?" And he goes, "No, I don't think it's handball." It's still a referee. It's just a different referee. It doesn't matter where the location is. It won't make the ruling any more consistent. The ruling will still be the same. It's just someone's making it. It's frustrating because we feel like we've been hard done by, but it just is what it is. Like the same problem happens if there's VAR or no VAR. VAR is just the most accurate way of doing it. You know, human error is human error. Unless a computer is making those decisions, then you're still going to get human error. You know?
I tell you what, Arsenal are going to get caught out soon.
That suggests we're actually any good, though, Tom.
That is true. That is true.
Rebecca does raise a good point. Charlie, I would be the person that would be standing outside Greg's, and that was a handball. That's a fair point, Rebecca.
Quickly, can we just give a round of applause to Reaper?
Oh, it's
well
a good
played,
one.
mate.
It's a good one, ladies and gentlemen. You just got to respect it. Sometimes someone with such a lightning fast wit comes in and you've just got to mate, it's just genius. Tom, I'm not, hang on, give me a second. Oh my giddy gosh. It's like Ricky Gervais has rolled up in the chat. It's like insert stand-up comedian that you actually like hear his rolled up in the chat. I'm just going to
mute myself to do this. You can keep me on the screen, but just hang on.
It's just a beautiful thing. You've killed him. He's dead. Look at him. He's dying. He's dying. Oh my god. I don't know what to do with myself. I'm beside myself. It's just, you know, I'm just. Hang on a second. I've just got to. Hang on, Tom. I know you're back, but I've just got to make a quick phone call. Mum, you're not going to believe it. You're not going to believe what he said. This guy, right? He's rolled up in the chat. He's called Taripa. First of all, he's misspelled his name, but we'll forgive him for that. Wet spam. Yeah, I know. It's a classic. I know. It's legendary. It's incredible. Oh, I know. Played. All right. Fair play. My mum says you're a mug and that you're banned. Sorry. See you there, bro. Sorry. It's just this is what she said. I'm sorry. It's just, you know, I can't, you know, you got to listen to what your mum says sometimes. And you just got to make decisions. I'm sorry. Sorry, Taripa.
GSBL, I know he did ask, what's the scariest film we've ever seen? I'm pretty sure, didn't we ask this the other day? I don't know if it was you that asked it. If it wasn't, I think we both said Wreck in the Spanish.
The original Spanish version of Wreck is
when they go up that ladder and that thing is in.
It's brilliant. It takes that sort of found footage style of I don't know, what's that film called? Blair Witch Project.
Yeah.
And it does something really cool with it. It's so good, Rec. The original Spanish version of Rec, definitely have a look. If you're going to watch it, in my opinion, you watch it with subtitles, even though I don't like reading. That's just the way I would back it. Because when I watched a dub, I don't know if it's the proper one, it was just quite bad. But it's a banging film. So good. If you haven't watched Rec, get involved.
Shout out David joining us from Nepal. Thank you very much for joining us, David. Really appreciate that. As Arsenal are, I thought he was going to type that first time. Ceballos.
Nepal's got a cool flag.
They do indeed.
I don't know if there are regulations around what you can and can't have as flags, but Nepal's got a good flag. Good flag.
Space for Lacazette getting the ball there in the box. Joe Hegarty said surely the goal was offside. Listen. I think my opinion will differ, I think, from Charlie's, but I don't know. I don't know if it's the, like you said, camera trickery in the way that it looks, but it just looked offside. I mean, fair enough if it wasn't, but it did look offside. And also, I think
does the chat feel it's offside? Because I sort of looked at the chat, but I'm not going to lie to you guys. I didn't take the information in. Do you think it right? So 2 questions. 1, do you think it was offside? And 2, do you think it was handball? Or do you think it should have been a pen? Is maybe a better way of putting it, because obviously the ball did hit his hand. So do you think it should have been a penalty, and do you think that it was offside? My opinion that the decisions were both correct, but yeah, go on.
Also, I will say Nathan asked us who's going to win the Premier League this year. I don't know. Obviously, I think it's between the two main two. I think I'll have to see. I think I'll have to see Man City play first and see what they look like. Obviously, losing Sane was a big deal for them, but I think Liverpool have made some very astute signings this week. Potter and Thiago is just.
Thiago is one of those players, right? He's one of those signings where you look at it and you think it might not be super intelligent in a long-term fashion, but right now he's the perfect guy. Thiago is so underrated as a footballer.
I think Wijnaldum will end up going to Barcelona to join up with Koeman.
Which is just a wild thought to think Gigi Wijnaldum is going to rock up at Barca, but it is what it is.
EFC, never offside deal with it and move on. I will move on, of course I will.
You won't. It's going to come up at half-time and then probably at full-time and then probably part-way through.
I will move on.
And then when Clips brings it up again on Twitter, he's never moving on. It's never moving on.
It's okay. It's okay. Everton looked very good today. I assume you support Everton. Everton looked very good today.
They did. They looked incredible.
Dominic Calvert is on an absolute madness right now.
I mean, I've got a friend who supports Everton. We were talking about it, and they're just so good. They've got such a good squad and a good team.
I absolutely love that. That was absolutely just typical Aaron Cresswell. Just an unbelievable ball.
And when you look at like Everton's side, they're sort of dream worthy because not only have they got like James and Alan and Richarlison and all these ballers, but then they also have your Dominic Calvert-Lewins, your Kennys, like your youth players coming through. It's just a real good team.
Whoever said, because I've seen a few people when they signed him, whoever said that James Rodriguez was bloody finished in football.
They hadn't been watching him. It's the problem.
Yeah.
The problem. James Rodriguez
can't defend. I think they can to an extent. I think their biggest liability is Jordan Pickford. I know that sounds crazy to say. I think
that's fair. I think he's. Yeah, I think defense is their weakest area.
After today, he's conceded the most long shots from outside the box in the Premier League in a while. Something like, or ever, or something. I don't know. It may not ever, but it's high. I know that.
I know at one point in the first half, Richarlison had already had like. Over the course of the first game and half of the second game, had already had 10 shots from outside the box this season, which is Cristiano Ronaldo levels of just having a swaz, and I respect that. I do, but they're just very good. They're just very, very good.
There is quite a few people flying in. We're only up over 200 viewers. Lovely to see you all. If you haven't already, do drop a like on the video. We are steamrolling now, I would say, towards 13,600 subscribers. Support the last few weeks has been incredible. So yes, do drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps us out, helps the channel, all that good stuff. Somebody asked that, was it Lee? Ed says, thoughts on Leeds. Listen, I said it before, Ed. Going forward, you guys will be one of the better teams in the league this season. I think you'll score lots of goals this year. I think genuinely the passing that Bielsa has got and that style of football to get, to hold on to the ball, the quick short sharp passing out from the back, which a lot of teams that come straight up try to do but don't have it. He already has that. I think he'll be fantastic. I think Leeds will do really well this season. I just think your biggest area is, unfortunately, you can't defend. So as long as you can outscore your opponent, which so far you've sort of shown that you can score, 7 goals in 2 games, then as long as you concede 3 every week, if you can score 4, then fair enough. So yeah, I think you'll score a lot of goals, but I just think you'll concede a lot as well, unfortunately. But it's.
I mean, look at the final season at Upton Park. We conceded fun, but we were also scoring. They were scoring 2, we were scoring 3. And it got us our best season we've had since the 80s. I think it's one of those situations where you can afford to concede if you're just bantering teams with absolute consistent goals, right?
Yeah.
I think the difference for Leeds is it's that upgrade period. They've got to keep evolving the team in order to.
The thing is, though, they've got good owners behind them, and Radrizzani really cares about the team as Jared is on the break.
Oh, goal!
They've got. Is it really?
Antonio's just scored.
Antonio!
Big goal from Mikel Antonio.
I do not scratch your eyes. You really are.
I can't speak.
It almost mirrors the final day.
Fornals plays it across to Souček, and it's a good switch. That's better from us. Usually we don't switch the ball that fast. He gets it out to Jared Bowen on the right, who's making a run. He plays it through to Fredericks, who brings it across to Mikel Antonio, who looks onside. There's 3 defenders there. He seems to have drifted perfectly in the middle of them to stay onside. And it's basically a tap-in. Great movement from Mikel Antonio. Great ball from Ryan Fredericks, to be fair to him. And that's a great goal. That's a legitimately great goal. Come on, you wet spam. 1-1.
Come on, you iron. That is...
Maisie's loving it.
Maisie's China. You can't really see it. You can just see her tail. I'm shocked. I'm going to put it on... yes, there you go. There's Maisie with her bone. I'm just... Yeah. Ryan Fredericks. I'll put it on the orange boots, mate. That's unbelievable. As Clip says, that touch from Fornals in the build-up, I may or may not be aroused. Listen.
It was a really good goal. Really well worked. That's the sort of thing. One of my biggest pet peeves. I don't mind us like passing side to. I don't mind switching up plays and everything. Like we don't always have, but do it fast. Do it faster. That's one of my biggest problems is when we do go to switch to play, we all too often have about 3 people who have to take a touch in the meantime. That's the way you do it. You have your thing, you have your bloody ball, you pass it to the next person, and then that's the through ball already onto the other side.
That's half time, and it is 1-1. And do you know what? I would say we deserve that. And I still think, fair enough, I will concede the goal was not offside, but that should have been a penalty to us. I think it should have been a penalty.
It's 1-1. It's 1-1 at half time, as Tom says. Thank you for joining us.
West Ham play. Football is my sleeping pill. Listen, it is what it is. It's unfortunately we all feel the same way. We all feel the same way. My dad says, Dad wants to know how long you have been co-commentating with Hagrid.
Hello, Nick. If you're not careful, I will cast an Expelliarmus on you. That's a Harry Potter spell.
Right, just hang on. I'm just for that, you're going to be removed as moderator.
No longer on moderator. No longer on moderator there. That's what happens.
We'll be put in time after that.
That's what happens.
That was unacceptable.
But I would like to say hello to Nick. I hope you well.
No, he is. You know Charlie. Bloody hell. Is that my dad? No, that is my brother. That is my brother.
That's Ben. Or if it's Ben, hello Ben as well. I don't take offence to it, but I will say if you say it again, I'm coming for you. So it's 1-1 at half time. Tom, give me
we'll wait for him to come in because I think everybody's sort of slowly drifting in. We will wait a second.
So Brendan Boyle, I heard Moyes is really interested in signing Andy Carroll. I like Andy Carroll. I can't really say anything.
Just quickly here, I thought, it's Glenn Kitely, everything Arsenal knew he'd bloody score. He did say it. He knew that Antonio would score. Really nice.
Good to see you guys. When I was on the other Arsenal channel earlier, when I was on Arsenal Fan Circle, and I was mocking him. I was mocking him, and then they all said, "Yeah, that means he's going to score."
They're more worried about than we are. Right? Okay, we're over 200 people have joined in. Thoughts? I actually thought we played really well. That's obviously the best football we've seen so far in the league this season, albeit in 2 games. I thought that Arsenal were very sloppy in possession in their own third. I didn't think that they did a great job of taking care of the didn't take care of the ball in their own third, trying to pass it out from the back. Obviously, I don't think we didn't when we had those chances to rob them of the ball, which we did. We didn't sort of use it as effectively. We didn't try and press Arsenal enough, I don't think, in those moments. We had a couple of good opportunities, I guess you could say. For their goal, defenders going to sleep. What's new, really? You kind of expect it with our back line at times. I thought that those opening first 25 minutes, genuinely, I thought we were the better side than Arsenal. I did not expect to see that. I really thought they were going to be pressing us from the front foot at the start. But then I will concede, because even though I am supposed to concede, that it wasn't offside. It looked very close, is all I'm saying. And it may have been camera trickery, but it was stupidly close. And it was a very quick VAR check. However, I do think we should have had a penalty for the handball. Would have been soft, yes, but go and watch the Palace game earlier. Who knows what a soft handball is? But it's 1-1, and I think we deserve to be in this game. I think we've been the better side for most of them. We just haven't, when we've had the chances to attack or get something else shot for on goal or something, I just don't think we've done that as effectively as we could have done. But those players are on the bench. Should hopefully or would have potentially done that. They're obviously not in the game. They could be. They should be in the second half, depending on how long we see them. But no, listen, I had no hope or expectations coming into this game. So to know that we've scored, I'm happy at least. And the team that he's put out today have actually worked well. And we were on top for large parts of that first half. I'm just the big worry, and it's going to be like this for the next 7 weeks or however long this run goes on for, unfortunately, is these dangerous teams and the speed that they can counter-attack and they can get in behind and stuff. And exactly what we saw for Arsenal's goal, that is our Achilles heel, unfortunately. And until we can learn to nullify that almost, it's going to happen week in, week out, especially in the next 7 weeks. We're going to get torn apart. So, yeah, I mean, I can't be happier than what I am right now at half-time. Knowing that we're still in the game with another 45 to go, I think is what every West Ham fan wanted. So,
yeah, I think it's good. I still don't know what I feel about the change to 3 at the back. I still don't know quite how I feel about that at all. Do I want that to be a permanent thing? Do I want it to just be a one-off thing? I don't know. We see how it goes. I think there's been times where we've looked very good and other times where we've sort of struggled. But overall, I think a draw is perhaps fair. Fair, as everything gets caught up there. Just give me a second. I think it's fair. I do think it's there. As it comes to those decisions, I just trust Via.
Yeah, I will say. I think I will say that I think that we pose more of a threat potentially than what Fulham gave them last week. Obviously, Mitrovic didn't start the game, so I want to say Gabriel, although he was great last week, he hasn't faced, I would say, a striker like Antonio yet, almost like really bully type. I don't know.
Not a
maybe
footballer.
Maybe the late change to Kolasinac sort of threw them off a little bit. We don't know. But I will say I was rather impressed. I know a few people in chat are pointing out about Fredericks and whatnot. Looked good. Unfortunately, this is the problem. It's too inconsistent between good games and the bad games that we see. And he may go and make a complete horrific error in the second half, and then all of a sudden it becomes a bad game. You don't know. I'm
looking at their goal again, and Lacazette is so completely open in the box. It's wild. I feel like again, for a team who play defensive football, for a manager who is a defensive manager, to change to a formation which is even more defensive and still be completely open like that, fam. But I mean, I've been more impressed than I thought I would be by us. I think we've been more dangerous than I thought we'd be. We've actually got a goal, which Glenn in the chat and the people over at Arsenal Fan Circle, Sam and the rest will know that I didn't think that would happen. So,
well, listen, I think as well, Sam made a good point this week as Sam and Glenn both made great points this week that Arsenal struggle when they are met with a brick wall, so to speak. Yeah. And if we are really in like a big bank of 5, almost 5-5 and 1 lone up top, then it makes it difficult for them to break us down. and hopefully they don't hit us on the counter where they've got a lot of space to work in behind.
Yeah.
They will find it difficult to break us down again in the second half. And as Glenn says, there any subs to come on for you guys. I think Felipe Anderson down that left-hand side, actually giving us an option down there, would be good. Yarmolenko, even Allaire, just any of those three, I think really is obviously what we would need if we were looking to go for the kill in the second half, almost to try and get a second goal to make it difficult for them. But yeah, it's all positives. It's all positives. I don't really have anything negative to say because I don't want to be too negative. It is 1-1, but obviously we've seen that goal conceded far too many times for West Ham, where it's just a bloody tap in.
And I mean, I want to bring up what James says there, James Gunn. Moyes needs to be proactive, and I think that's the thing is we're in a good position here. There are points to be had from this game, be it 1 or 3. There are points to be had from this. Now, I think Arteta will be the more proactive out of the two to try and get those points. And Moyes, if you said to him now, take a point, he would. Would I take a point now? More than happy to take a point right now.
Yeah.
But there is something to be had here. Arsenal's defence doesn't look impenetrable. And if we went with a little bit of exuberance, a little bit of a, what's the phrase I'm looking for? A little bit of a. If we just go for it, I think there's
a bit of vavavoom.
A bit of vavavoom, as an Arsenal striker once said. I think there's something to be got, and it's being proactive. But again, I don't trust him to do that. But we will see.
This is, and I've been saying this for weeks. This is the thing that really bothers me about David Moyes. If it's 1-1 with 65 minutes to go, and you see Mikel Arteta looking over to the bench, and he's about to bring on Pepe or somebody else in Kenya or something, just to do something different, throw another formation at West Ham, another option for Moyes to think about. Don't wait until it's too late. Don't allow another 10 minutes to go by. And I've said this so many times, he needs to be reactive. And I think the longer he leaves it, I don't want him to be in a position where we are needing a goal and it's 15 minutes to go. It needs to be with 25 to 30 minutes to go. He needs to say, right, I trust the guys on the bench. I'm bringing you on to get a goal. Give them the time. And they should, knowing how much they cost, and they are good footballers, they should hopefully have that impact.
I mean, when you look at the bench and that sort of stuff is interesting because when you look at the Arsenal bench here, now, of course, Kolasinac just started as a whole thing here, but Macy, David Luiz, Kolasinac, Maitland-Niles, El Nene, Pepe and Nketiah. Pepe and Nketiah are obviously the big changes there, but I would make the argument that they're the only game changers there, whereas if you take a look at our bench, we do have Yarmolenko, we do have Felipe Anderson, we do have Lanzini, and we do have Sebastian Haller. I would make an argument there's more game changers on that bench. The only problem is, Tom, is that David Moyes just never bloody uses them. It's just not something he does. You look at that bench and you think, actually, not only can we change it up, not only do we have people like Yarmolenko who can really impact a game, but we also can we can change up formation, we can change up style, we can change up basically everyone in the front line.
And that's
but
the
we
difference.
need to take advantage of that as opposed to doing what we usually do, which is just sit and wait till the last second.
That's the difference between him being dithering Dave and a manager with promise to try and actually help us to win game. Fair enough. Don't bring all 3 subs on at once. That's not what we're saying. Fair enough. If we go 2-1 up with 10 minutes to go, at least you've got Balbuena or Johnson to try and shore the defence up. We're just saying 1 or 2 changes, like you said, to change that system because we do have players that can play in a variety of different positions. Just something differently to, and Mixie says, seriously, we changed to a more attacking formation. Arsenal Terrace a new one. I understand that, but I also think that he can't rest on our laurels. That if, like Charlie said, if that defence isn't as impenetrable as maybe we once first thought, why not? You do beat Arsenal by frustrating them. I get that, but I also think that
to quote a great East End man called Del Boy, he who dares wins. Sometimes it takes going at a side to really take it to him. Look, we can talk about Bilic's brain in general as much as you want, but that first season we didn't finish high. We didn't get as many points against big teams by just trying to frustrate them. No, we took it to them. We went, okay, we're going to play you now. We're going to step to him. Now Bilic was perhaps naive in some of the ways he did that in that first season. If we just talking that in isolation, there were perhaps times where he was naive about it, throwing on yet another striker in the whatever, Like, is Del Boy South? I didn't know. I thought it was in East End. I've never watched any Fools and Horses. I don't. I've seen
As
that.
a great man once said, "He who dares wins." Oh, I've never actually watched Only Fools and Horses.
Oh, I should have gone for a Peggy Mitchell quote. You're right, Rebecca.
He who
But
dares wins, Rodney.
he who dares wins, right? Batman, all that sort of stuff, right? Look, the bar thing. I've seen it. Look, I've seen what I need to see. It's a situation in which you have to go for it. Now, do I mean a lot of honorable strikers like he used to, like getting Nikita Jelavic on? No, although I have a soft spot for Nikita Jelavic. But you can't tell me that our defense was that good in the first place. Was that defense any better than it was when we had four at back? I would make the argument no. I mean, their goal, Lacazette, was in acres of space, and we had
But
more centre backs there than usual. So why not just change to a back four? Why not put four nows down the middle and bring on, say, an Anderson or a Lanzini or a Haller? Why not?
do you know what? Like I said, I completely agree, and I know some people will say, "Look, we're not gonna, if we try to go to attacking, that Arsenal may take it to us," and I fully respect that. But the caveat to that is, what if Arsenal then go 2-1 up? We haven't made a sub; it's too late, and we still need to bring those guys on. So it is a win lose if you do it. It's not a surefire, but at least you're showing the intent that they're at least on the pitch then, so that if we do go 2-1 down, that we don't then have to wait another 10 minutes to see. I think it's look. I don't think he changes it for a while. We know what he's like, and I just think I honestly think that we have players on the bench that could change the game, and I don't think that Arsenal defense today is impenetrable. I think it has looked shaky at times.
I would just like to say I'm putting Rebecca in timeout for calling me posh. Rebecca, come back in 5 minutes. I'm not posh. How dare you? Yeah. I just think you go for it. I think you go for it. I think you give it a shot. I think you give it a swaz, and you see what you can do.
He who dares wins.
He who dares wins, as a great East Londoner once said. Yeah, I didn't know that. I'd like to apologise to any foes and forces.
As James Gunn just said, it worked well for Fulham. Exactly. If you go too defensive, but listen, Migsy, I don't agree. I don't disagree with you. I think that we've all got our opinions. Football is a game of opinions. I think I would just, with the way that this game looks currently, I would like to see us potentially end up at least trying to get something more than just a point out of the game.
Yeah, I would as well, because we need the points at some point. We can't just sit here and try and basically defend for our lives. When again, we're not good enough defensively to do that.
Yeah,
we're not good enough defensively to do
that. I don't know. Anyway, quickly, before we do end up into the second half, as Rebecca's just told us, how dare you in our chat. If you did join us for half time and whatnot, then do drop a like on the video whilst you're still here. We know a lot of people disappear for the second half. Subscribe if you haven't already. I think we've had like 30 new subs today already. A lot of likes, obviously, which is always truly helpful from every single one of you.
We will be here until full time, where Gio and Gonzo will do their review. We'll be here just after full time while they get ready, and then we'll spam the link in the chat so you can click, go watch it. You miss nothing. You miss nothing.
Also, I will say Gio is doing a giveaway. I'm not sure. I think it's it's on the sort of pre-match build-up. It's if you talk about Gonzo's muff or something, you'll probably see other people commenting on that. I'm pretty sure if you like that video and you like this video, then you are entered into the giveaway or something. So I think it's like this video, like that video, and then comment on the other video. And I think there's 200 quid on the line or something, and you have a chance of winning it. Basically, all the cash would go to you if it wins, and I'm pretty sure with Antonio scoring, half the bet is currently in. So go and do that, because you could be somebody that ends up winning a lot. So yeah, like this video, like their video, and drop a comment about Gonzo's muff on the chat. You'll see that other people will have done it. It's a bit confusing, but it'll work itself out. We have kicked off for the second half of West Ham versus Arsenal. We are in a position that we did not think we would be in at the start of this game, Charlie, heading into this second half.
We are. No changes. Both teams decided to stick rather than twist.
Yeah, good luck for the second half, Glenn.
Good luck for the second half, Glenn. Thank you for appreciate you.
So, real quickly, John, what time are we on? If you look at our lovely interactive timer, you will see what time we are both currently on. Fo says, what? Just noticed the rolling donations tab. Listen, Charlie is a genius.
We're stepping it up.
If you were to donate, not necessarily you, but if you donate, you can see your name rolling about the screen.
It's I think it's because if you've been here, you've seen it. I've been struggling to get names on there. I don't like taking people's names off who've donated because I feel it's bad. So you can let's get this rolling.
You don't have to donate again.
Yeah, you can see I want to get the people on there because a lot of you are kind enough to donate, and I want to get it on there when we do because it's a bit annoying sometimes where I have to take them off. I don't like it. I do not like it.
Lions indeed. As EF says, this West Ham team versus Everton, who would win realistically? Everton. Comfortably.
Next question.
Comfortably.
Comfortably.
They were
very, very good.
Alan was very good in the centre midfield.
James Rodriguez is and baller.
He is and big baller. Fabianski not coming to collect that. He's going to get to that. Bamiyang lays it off. Shot across from Saka, but it is well defended.
Block with the upper. I'm interested that no one twisted there. I didn't think, not that I thought Moyes would, but certainly that I thought Arteta may be tempted to.
I can just see Rebecca constantly typing on her phone, just thinking, "Is the 5 minutes done yet? Is the 5 minutes done?"
That's what you get for calling me posh, Rebecca. That's what you get. No one else I wouldn't time out for doing that because because it's Rebecca, so I can do it. I wouldn't do it to anyone else.
I can't say that out loud, unfortunately, because somebody on Twitter, oh my God, Bernd Leno has come very far for that. Holy crap. That was a potential situation for us if we were able to get that ball. I can't say that too loudly, Rebecca, because otherwise somebody named or that rhymes with Lacob would get annoyed on Twitter. Just got back from a meal out. How West Ham playing? Lovely to see you, Alan, as always.
Good to see you.
We're playing very well. We're playing very well.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised at how well we've been playing. We deserve to be in this game. Should have had a penalty as well, depending on which member of Hampton Chat you ask. Be interesting to see what Gonza and Gio say later.
I mean, they'll agree with you, but I'm the only person who doesn't care.
Foshizi, how did you guess? Oh dear, that's such a good guess from you.
Yeah, we're playing alright. I can't lie to you. We're doing okay. I really hope we. I can't go over something, but we'll get over it. We'll see how it goes. Antonio lays it off. I'm interested to see how sort of
pre-Hector Bellerin shorts. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they're very high. They're very high. He started pulling them, and he just sort of didn't stop.
What time are you currently on, by the way?
I'm currently on 48, 57, 8, 9, 10. What are you on?
I should have to reload my stream.
Okay, well, you're going to reload and be about 30 seconds ahead of me again, and it's going to be a problem. But
okay, keep reading out your time.
10, 11, 12.
Okay, you're solidly 5 seconds ahead of me right now. I don't like this.
Sort of 5 seconds is dealable.
I bet, Rebecca, you've been typing, am I still gagged for about the last 2 minutes? There's Tom, come on.
He's struggling here, bless him. He's giving it a shot. Whatever he's doing, he's struggling. I'd like you to all to just pre the concentration on his face. There's an NBA question for you there. Enjoy.
Tom, did you see the... it's just... Fuck. My G. My G. I did see the NBA last night. I did watch. I was up late, as I always am during the playoffs. My Miami Heat out here in the bubble, doing bits.
In the bubble.
This is in the bubble, bruv. That's what it is.
They're in the bubble, bruv. They're in their bubble.
Do you know, the best thing about LeBron, and this is why, and I will say, this is the last NBA thing I will say, because there will be people here that don't watch the NBA. The best thing about the Lakers is having Rajon Rondo coming off the bench to, as somebody just took a wild shot.
I believe it was off Master Walker.
Controls the tempo of that offense, just like LeBron would when he come off, and that's why he was so key. That's why they lost their first few games, I think, anyway. And LeBron, he is such a dominant scorer when he wants to be, but his passing ability, without a shadow of a doubt, is the best part of his offensive game. His passing is second to none. The fact that he can involve the amount of guys that he can involve just through his passing ability it's scary. So he can have a 13 he can have like a 13, 15 point. Now, he didn't score in the second half, but just getting people involved. And the thing is, Nikola Jokic, the Nuggets don't have a true big man. So Dwight Howard was so successful last night because Nikola Jokic couldn't deal with him. So, Anthony Davis this series should be averaging anywhere between 35 to 40 points, I think, in my opinion. Because
so for those of you who are unaware,
the Nuggets just do not have that true big man, and it should be a sweep or 4-1. As good as Murray is, and he's great. I just think that Nikola Jokic will struggle big time because he will be. As you probably thought, you shouldn't have done this. I'm too much of an NBA fan. I really shouldn't.
So what I'd like to say is two things. One, that was Tom being short, and two, Tom has a certificate in basketball coaching.
Listen, coaching, officiating, scoring,
the whole lot.
I'm a head coach of the York Eagle under-18s team.
The whole lot.
Your boy was out here. Anyway, back to the football. We should talk about this another time, everyone that enjoys basketball. Preferably not in the middle of a good match like this. I'm
interested.
Sorry.
I'm genuinely...
tangent quickly about WWE for the next 5 minutes. I don't mind.
If someone wants to talk about WWE, I'll talk about WWE. But see, Arteta's having a little deeps. He's having a little deeps there.
This is the thing. Arteta's thinking, how can I change this game up with keeping as much time on as possible, the clock, and still having my guys impact the game? What should I do?
That's a really good ball by Masuaku. I'm not sure how that's not ended up in the net there. That was an incredible ball from Masuaku. I'm going to be real with him. Didn't know it had it in him. It's played out wide to him. He picks up. He takes a touch just to get it forward. That's a really good ball. There's 3 people there. All of them collectively can't get it in. I think it's Antonio with the last one.
Oh, we should have scored.
It was maybe deflects off the back of the Arsenal defender.
Antonio. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it hits Gabriel's back.
I think Gabriel bounces off him and just sort of clashes with Antonio. Close. I'm genuinely not sure how that's gone in, but what a ball from Masuaku. Arthur, I didn't know you had it in you.
We should have scored. And you just know that Arsenal will go at the other end and score in a minute. That just needed one decent touch from Antonio. It really did.
It's
lovely ball from Masuaku.
It was a really good ball. Honestly, that's the sort of crosses you want. Cresswell was obviously good at crosses, but that's the sort of thing. If Masuaku could put them in more consistently, that would be a huge asset to us because that was good. Also, Loki, how they would have scored. Did I say that? That was not me.
Loki, Charlie boy, are you a Nets or a Knicks fan? Just real quick. I'll be quiet so Charlie can't hear us.
Also, what was the team I support? The American football team, the New York one.
Charlie's team, New York Jets.
I'm a Jets fan now, apparently. CB. Tom did a quiz with me. Rebecca did it as well, but she got a good team. I got the Jets. Are you a Jets fan? What do you think of the Jets?
Jets or a Giants?
I like the word Jets.
Jets or Giants? Rebecca got the 49ers. We all hate Rebecca. All my homies.
Oh, she got the 69ers. That was it. Yeah. I remember.
Yeah. Are you a Knicks fan or you're a Nets fan? Just quickly, because if you're a Nets fan, what do you think of Steve Nash? I'll say it quietly so Charlie and the rest of the chat can't hear. What do you think of Steve Nash?
I can just mute you.
No, you can't hear anything.
Okay, sorry, I'll pretend.
Me and Charlie, we're vibing right now.
We're vibing. That's fair. Listen, vibe away.
I'm a Lakers fan as I've got family in LA. That is the greatest bandwagon sentence I've ever heard ever.
What basketball team do you support in?
Doesn't matter.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Okay.
I won't go and show you the massive 6-foot Dwayne Wade poster that's in my wardrobe in the other room.
Dwayne.
From the year that he won All-Star MVP.
I'm interested. This match is actually kind of interesting at this point. I can't lie.
It is really hung in the balance. Very easy with that Boston Sporting. I just forgot what I was about to say. In my wardrobe. Listen, you don't want to see Dwayne Wade, the MVP, All-Star MVP.
It's hardly anything.
The MVP poster. It's such a good shot. He's like above the rim with his... I think he's like...
He's above the what now?
It's above the rim. Derrick Rose-esque.
Okay. we're getting a sort of an evolution into an almost Pep style control possession at this point. Camped in, we're sat back, everyone behind the ball, just trying to stop any sort of progression whatsoever. They're passing it left and right. Arsenal can't quite find their way through. It's not bad.
If we were this capable of defending and like to the point where we don't mind sitting deep and allowing and inviting the pressure and then countering, then I'd be a happy man.
I just wish we were better at countering. Although our goal was a very good counter-attacking goal.
It was.
I can't lie. I can't lie.
I can't speak.
I can't speak.
I can't speak. That's just typical what he is.
Bowen's
See, this is here. Like, I'm the counter now. Jared Bowen.
doing nothing with it. The problem is when you make runs like that, is be a bit more incisive, because otherwise you're just giving them time to regroup. And they have now regrouped. You dickhead. I can't speak.
Hey, mainly because of Dwayne Wade, really. When I first started watching basketball, he was kind of like my go-to guy. I started watching around sort of like 2007, 2008. So the year that Beasley ended up as, was it number 2 or number 1? I can't remember these days, around then. And since then, it was kind of like, yeah, it's just always been my second favorite sport. Do you mean it's the most bandwagon thing ever? The Heat sucked back then, Ed. Absolutely sucked. And as my brother will tell you, because I know he's in the live chat, I used to watch 82 games a season, no matter what the time, no matter when it finished. Playoffs, I'd watch 100 games a season. I'd be going to bed at like 5 in the morning and getting up to go to college at 7 in the morning. They just stuck through thin and thin with my Heat for about... Kept me up at like 3. Exactly. I kept you up at like 3, 4 in the morning just watching the games and stuff. Even if it was like Portland, West Coast road trip, like when you've got LA, both LA's, Portland, all those guys kind of back to back to back. It's, yeah, it was tough, but I enjoyed it. It's always been my second favorite sport.
It's a corner to us, and this is, again, another situation where we want to be taking these opportunities. And again, at David Moyes' side, you think would take these opportunities. We've got some people in there who can do something here. Thomas Souček, Ogbonna, big boys.
Oh, Hector Bellerin. Allow them shot.
It's a decent ball in. That's a good ball in as well. Don't know who took that, but it was good. Nothing came of it, unfortunately. And Arsenal clear it, but it was a good cross. It's a good cross.
Do you know what?
Go on.
I'm so annoyed that you've been ahead of me for most of the game. I'm putting it on the other screen, and I'm going to be ahead of you.
Okay, whatever. It's Antonio goes flying down.
Just make sure it's muted.
It's not Paul. Why you talk West Ham? This is an NBA stream. That's fair. Carry on with your NBA talk. I like NBA Street Volume 2 on the PlayStation 2 and GameCube. That's my favourite basketball game. You can earn nicknames in it when you beat people, and mine was Splash.
Listen, Rebecca, I'm all about the pettiness.
Because
he's been far too long.
Dunked on him. I dunked on him.
Listen, I'm all about the pettiness just because Charlie's been ahead for most of the match. So I will continue to be petty.
Anyway. Bowen, almost. Another corner.
Right now, I can't.
Ed, I will talk about WWE and Roman Reigns specifically after this corner. Donk. ECW best wrestling promotion ever. I will get to all this. After the corner. No, I won't. I'll talk about it now. Roman Reigns does have incredible teeth. He seems to have come back with added teeth. I don't know how that's happened, but it has. His teeth have gone wild. It's ball in. I've got WhatsApps just appeared over my screen, so I didn't see if it was a good thing. I will say it was good. And Arsenal were on the counter-attack.
I'll be with you in a second. My level of pettiness has not worked yet.
It's a long ball. Can't quite get there. Yeah, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns has come back. This is finally the sort of position he should be in. Being basically a heel. Being basically Brock Lesnar. as opposed to the usual Brock Lesnar booking of him only placing at big matches, is because they can only afford to pay him for big matches. Roman Reigns is purely to annoy people.
Just quickly, what time are you on? Just can you start reading out for me?
61, 05, 06, 07.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
I think this is the right way to book him. I don't want him to have the title, if I'm being perfectly honest. I still think he would be better doing other things, but I mean, he's doing good things. And again, his teeth, he seems to have grown teeth. It's very weird. It's very, very weird. But there's not a lot of other great things happening in WWE.
Listen,
It's a bit of a mess.
My levels of multitasking have led to ultimate pettiness, and I'm talking like 30-second pettiness.
So it's frustrating. It is what it is. So it is what it is. But yeah, Jeff Hardy. I'm probably a rarity in the sense of wrestling fans where I just want the new people. When I look at a Jeff Hardy, and I don't have a problem with Jeff Hardy necessarily being on the roster, but I certainly am like, bro, just give the options to the young people. For example, a couple of months ago when it was Jeff Hardy and Sheamus was the big feud, I'm like, these are two guys who are just they've been here and they've done that. I want to give me them facing other people so they can put people over. That's what I sort of want. It just is what it is. If you're saying he's better than Sami Zayn or AJ Styles, you're in the wrong. Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles are probably around a similar age. AJ Styles is a lot older than people remember because he's been around for donkey's years. He was around in the Attitude Era. Sami Zayn though is brilliant, and I don't think anyone can convince me otherwise. I think
it's all about Travis the Chuck Kelsey. Love that.
I think he's just the best. Anyway, back to football.
He's part of the Kansas City Chiefs, who is I did draft this year. There's Eddie Nketiah, or is that Pepe? No, that is Nicola Pepe is coming on to give Aaron Cresswell a seeing to. So Mikel Arteta moves the first hand. His hand moves first.
I'll see in 60 seconds.
Are you low-key annoyed at me, Charlie?
It's fine. It's fine.
You were ahead of me for the goal. Now I have to be there.
By like 4 seconds, my G. You're like 30 seconds ahead now, my fam. It's fine. It is what it is. You can tell me if there's a goal. If you guys were a WWE superstar, what would your finishing move be, and what would your entrance music be, and why? Tom, you first.
I'll get there in a second. Pepe worries me now. Just because Cresswell against him last time didn't go very well, did it? So, yeah.
Yeah, I did say that on the Arsenal streams. Was just put Pepe up against Cresswell and have fun. Because Jesus Christ, last time it went horrendously for us. It really did. As our friend Adam is all too keen to remind us.
I'm surprised he's not been in here with us today. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I am as well. I don't even know. He might not even be watching the match.
Challenge Jarrett Bowen. Fornals looking to Antonio. That's great defensive work. I'm not going to lie. Antonio, if he makes the right move to Fornals, no, he's going to shoot from 40 yards out. We'd love to see it.
My finishing move as an overweight guy would be a 5-star frog splash because I feel like it looks painful when a fat bloke does it.
Ow, ow.
And also Eddie is a legend.
Ow.
My entrance music would be
Big Clash of Heads.
All I Want by Mystique. Big
Clash of Heads. Thomas Suchek and Granit Xhaka. Both men made of steel, so blood will not be drawn.
No, but there shall be no blood on this day. If it bleeds, we can kill it. I think that's the line. I haven't watched Predator either.
Oi, that is a big old Clash of Heads. Look at Suchek just laughing it off. I love that. Xhaka, it's like a fly has hit him, and Thomas Suchek is just laughing his way to no pain. I love it. Both absolute hard nuts of
Beasts
the highest.
of men. Oh, that is a big clash. It's a painful one. It's a painful one.
I'm so sorry. It's just so much easier because I'm blind and I don't like to wear my glasses on stream like Charlie does. I'm very self-conscious, so I don't. You'll never really see.
Your glasses are actually good as well. Look at mine. Mine are broken.
You'll never see me in these, so it's actually easier to have it on this screen because I'm blind AF. So
it's a big clash. It's a big clash. It's one of those ones where you hate to see it because it's just painful all around. It's like when it's like without shin pads when shins hit each other. Do you know what I mean? One of them ones. Painful.
Oh, is this a goal? No. Oh, Tom, it's... Fam, I don't know what's just happened there. I just don't know what happened there. This is also the problem with me being so far ahead.
It's almost like it was a bad idea. Oh, good save. Bounces back up. Souček headers it back towards a goal. Leno saves. Oh my god, that was a horrendous time to zoom in. Leno almost going face down into the floor. It's a beautiful situation. Turns out no goal though somehow. Scenes.
I thought when they reacted when he dropped the ball, then I thought that somebody Leno mad. I thought that hit from Antonio had because the camera panned really quickly.
Yeah.
So
Antonio gets the original header. It bounces off the bar. It wasn't even a save by Leno. It's a great header, to be fair. Souček was also there, but I think Antonio taking it was the right move. Can we get a replay of the second bit now, please, Sky? That would be nice. So Leno comes out to collect it, falls over the top of, I want to say Kolasinac. No, what's his name? The centre mid. Can't remember his name. Someone takes a swing, it bounces back out. That was incredibly close. Another situation where you look at it, you go, how's the ball not ended up in the net?
Well,
how's the ball not ended up in the net?
We are growing. We are really growing into the game as Arsenal are on the counter. But now for me, this is the time. This is the time to get Sebastian Haller on. Sebastian Haller or Yarmolenko. We are absolutely dominating them.
I would like to see Yarmolenko specifically. I think Sebastian Haller I would also like because we're getting success at putting the ball in up high. And I think as we saw against Charlton and I've seen many times, Haller wins balls in the air. He loves it. He bloody loves a ball on his head. He does. But I'm looking at Yarmolenko and I'm thinking maybe a bit of cutting edge there as well. Really step to him a little bit. Make the argument potentially even taking off. I don't know. I think both of them could be a real advantage to have on the pitch right now.
I would take off Antonio for Haller genuinely, and I would be inclined because of the Masuaku thing down the left hand side. I'd be inclined to take Fornals off maybe and put either Anderson or Yama on. I don't know.
I'd take off Bowen and I'd take off Antonio. I know that's unpopular, but I probably would.
Oh, listen, I didn't think, as Glenn said that he's worried now, I did not think that we would be in this position right now. Yes, Jazza, he's kind of playing off of Antonio at the minute. He was everywhere. Good.
He's sort of through the middle and sort of definitely not at the same time. His starting position, I would not say, is down the middle. He's down the left quite predominantly. But then sometimes he drifts over to the right as well. I think it's the front three are sort of a bit more free form than we're used to seeing, I would say, potentially.
And Bowen, I wouldn't say he's not been great, but he's just not been, I guess, as effective as we've seen him previously. This is it for Moyes now. This is win or lose time. This is where you make the big bucks.
And again, I don't suspect he'll go for it because again, he would take a draw at this point, and I wouldn't blame him for it. I just think we do have a win on the card here. I don't think Bowen's been that great since coming back. But I wouldn't say he's looked bad by any stretch of imagination. Just not what the Bowen we saw of last season, Jay.
Oh, that's beautifully done, Bonner. I mean, look, listen, this is what everybody's biggest concern is with David bloody Moyes, and this is it. This is where he makes the big bucks. You know, we've got the talent on the bench. You've got over £100 million in 3 players on the bench. Go to them, use them. We're on top.
Utilize the boys.
I'll give him 5 minutes before I start getting angry.
Really well defended by Bonner there, by the way. Sorry, carry on.
If I don't see a sub in 5 minutes, I will start throwing insults about David Moyes.
Really good defended by Bonner. I just want to bring it up because it was very good. Just holding off the Arsenal attacker, whoever it was, and just basically waiting for him to make a mistake, being like, "No, ball's mine now. See you later." Very good, very very good. Is there a fan in front of me? Yeah, if there is. I've just sort of, I've got a no. I don't know. My hair is what it is now. You know what I mean? I moved my hair back for the headphones, and now we're just here.
I'm just going to have a quick pipe on the old vape.
What happens, happens. What happens. This is a really good. I can't stress. There is something to be got from this game. If you step to it, you're going to take advantage of it. There is something to be got from this game. Seen again there. It was a good tackle by Rice, who was. I would make the argument too far forward, but
I tell you what, this is
Ceballos. That was the person who it bounced. Oh,
I tell you what,
Ceballos.
We have been for comfortably 60 minutes the better team today.
Good tackle there again by Ryan Fredericks. Bowen's
Can you
charging
hit me,
forward. Yep, takes a shot. Go on, Karen.
We have been the better team for 60 minutes today. And I think we deserve more from this game.
I
But
would make the argument. I would agree with you. I would make the argument at the moment that we deserve the win.
Yeah, but this again, it comes back to the point of the what we were saying with Miggsy at half time. Do you risk it now and go for the goal? I think you do, because I don't see enough from. I don't see enough from Arsenal to be worried, even though they do have the ability to just conjure up something special with the players that they've got. But I would take the risk. I think we're in a position where we could do with an extra 2 points here. I think we deserve it. I think that's offside. Good challenge from Diop. No, the back four, apart from that one mistake earlier, they look very assured dealing with Arsenal today.
Back five.
Back five, sorry.
Or three, or however you want to look at it. There's many ways you could look at it. I do prefer the.
Thank you, Daniel B1 UK.
I do prefer the 3-4-3 as opposed to the 5-4-1 that we were playing last time. Always played three at the back. I think it's just having those people in and around that area gives us a bit more. It gives us a bit more on a summit. Bit more on a summit. Tom, would you take a draw at this point?
What is Leno doing? Jarrah Bowen, my word. Would I take a draw? Of course I'd be so happy with a draw, because I think it's a point that we weren't supposed to get. So, of course, it's a positive. Look at that. Second half attempts, West Ham have had 8, Arsenal have had 1. That's mad. Let's see how many are on target.
I'm glad I agreed to go back on the Arsenal show for their review at 1:30 a.m. this morning. today.
Is that not offside? Is that not offside? Doesn't matter. It is offside. Yeah, of course, it's a point that we weren't supposed to get, but at the same time, it's I don't know. I just think they're there for the taking, and that it would be nice to see a sub. You've got a minute and 5 before I completely just tear you a new one, David Moyes. But I guess the also thing you could say is, why would he change it when we look on top as we are at the minute? But I'd still like to see a sub, especially.
I think that's a fair point. But what I would say is this: you can turn the screw more. I do think that is a fair point. It is something that it's a good way of turning it and thinking about it and putting it. But I think with a little bit of adventure, you can maybe turn the screw a bit more and be a bit more effective. I mean, look at Jarrah Bowen, for example. It's not been anywhere near his most effective game. I think he's been average today. I think if you put Yarmolenko in that role, you look a lot more dangerous.
What are you doing right?
I think we go for it. Like, would I take a point? Yeah, of course I would. I would take a point. But if I'm being honest, I'd be a bit disappointed if we came away without having tried to go for the 3.
Yeah, that's the thing, I think.
Not that we haven't tried to go for the 3. Obviously, I think we've been good, but
listen, at the end of the day, at the end of the stream, at the end of the match, if it's a draw or we end up taking all 3 points, I will formally apologise to David Moyes, because as long as he doesn't go in with the same mindset for whoever we play next, I can't remember who it is next, but if the tactics are the same, then we've got an issue. But if he's tactically done this because he knows Arsenal struggle to break teams down when they are putting a wall up against them, then fair play. A lot of us questioned the team sheet before the game. I'm pretty sure every single one of us did, but you have to give credit to the manager at the end of the day. If this is what he set up to do to frustrate Arsenal, then he's done it well today. I mean, that 8-1 attempts in the second half is a bit mad as well, as I'm pretty sure that's Nketiah coming on for Arsenal.
To be fair, I think 3 of them win that one chance.
Yeah.
Like when people go, Antonio got 8 goals last year. I'm like, yeah, 4 of them were in one game. Yeah, Seaside. I think Yama for Bowen would be what I would say, and then Haller for Antonio I would make an argument for, or even Haller for Fornals, and perhaps just keeping Antonio on to annoy people.
Alex Lacazette, the Leeds wonder boy. I'm sure Ed will be happy to see him.
decent opportunity from Arsenal there, but he just couldn't get the ball under control. Who's he coming on for? Lacazette. That makes sense.
Straight swap.
Straight swap. I mean, I'm surprised it's a straight swap. And then Nketiah is a bit more of an out-and-out striker than Lacazette is.
The substitute count is now two zip in Arsenal's favour.
Yeah.
And still Moyes doesn't budge. I haven't even seen anybody warming up. Actually, no, I lied. Yarmolenko and Haller are down there warming up. It looks like potentially Anderson or Lanzini as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised at that sub in a sense. Nketiah is a more out-and-out striker than Lacazette is. Lacazette can drop and get involved in the build-up a little bit more than Nketiah can. But I don't know if that's a game changer for Arsenal, you know?
Do not let this go to waste, West Ham. Do not do something completely stupid to let this point go to waste and drop.
I think potentially for Arsenal, the substitution should have been Pepe.
He's already come on.
Has he?
Yeah.
He has, hasn't he? He did, yeah, you're right.
So
I was like, you're not that far ahead of me. Jesus Christ. I did see that one.
He's already come on.
That's what I said, though, at half-time when we were talking about their subs. Really, apart from Nketiah and Pepe, they don't have any game changers. You could maybe look to introduce Maitland-Niles and change the shape to some extent. Maybe look at doing something like that. Yeah, not unbelievable.
That's poor from Bellerin.
Johnny boy, do you think by 2040 we'll still be in that crappy stadium? What do you mean, the Emirates? Classic. Yes, no, we will be. In my opinion. Of course, I do not speak for young Tom, nor do I speak for Hammers Chat. I speak for myself at A Top Lad, and I say
I
yes.
think we will be, but I also think we'll own the stadium at that point, and that it will be drastically different in 2040. I hope I'm around 20 years' time to be able to see that.
I mean, with that depressing statement, fair.
No, just in case I get hit by a car tomorrow. maybe it'll be.
If it does, if you get hit by a car tomorrow, I'm clipping it out and posting it on my Twitter with Rip Tom.
Couple of them, Fabianski, bloody hell. Okay, it's the 78th minute, David Moyes. I'm going to mute myself just quickly.
Oh, I've got a friend who flies on planes. Oh, sorry, I was just translating for the people. This is frustrating. It's frustrating because it's even more frustrating because it's there to be had.
Oh my goodness gracious me! Kevin Nolan is just coming down the stairs. It's Kevin Nolan, everyone. He's coming on. Big Kev dog. Yarmolenko's coming on. Jared Bowen, I think. Bowen looks spent, to be fair.
He says he's decided that we're not effective enough from corners, so he's coming on to elbow some fools. Get the chicken fully out, ladies and gentlemen. Here he comes.
Oh, sorry. As we get the chicken out, Rebecca.
The chicken.
Crosshammer says he's getting. It is squeaky bum time. It's squeaky bum time. How big are your cajones? It's asking Yarmolenko a lot though to do something in 10 minutes. Ashley Kemp could be a sub by the way. That's what I mean. The way that Nolan was coming down them steps, he was ready.
He was ready. He was primed, prepped.
He was ready to come on.
Arsenal. Can I just say thank you everyone for joining? Appreciate it. Of course, we've gone over 13,550 subs, which is kind of wild. We've had a lot during this stream, so we do appreciate it. Thank you. We'll be live until full time in 10 minutes or just over, including stoppage time, in which we'll stay live for a little bit while Gio and Gonzo get ready for their review, and then we'll spam the link. Let you all get in there.
Yeah, so do subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video and all that stuff. I am slightly worried actually, Charlie, because now in the last 5 minutes with the subs that they've made, I don't know, maybe it's given them a fresh look and they are starting to come into the game. Again, the substitution thing, I'm just not going to talk about it just because it's just stupid at this point. There's 9 minutes to go plus added time and you've not even gone to the bench yet. It's just not. Don't get it. Just do not get it.
I mean, it's just conservative management. It's what David Moyes does. he plays for a draw. He knows he's got a draw on his hands here, so he's gonna stay that for as long as he possibly can. The problem with David Moyes is he always does it for too long, and then the negative happens, and then we get a sub after. And it's like, well, we should have had it happen before.
Kolasinac. My God. Do you know what? I hope we ain't linked with him this week. Please keep him, Arsenal. Keep him. That was peak Masuaku there. It is Andrei Yarmolenko coming on for Jared Bowen.
It's a good ball to Kolasinac, to be fair. He doesn't do anything with it, but it was a good ball to him. And that's sort of what you want from Arsenal, except with something useful at the end of it.
It was a great cross. Jared Bowen looks like he's knackered. He's put a shift in. It's just frustrating because whilst we were on top, you give Yarmolenko an extra 15, 20 minutes, maybe it could do something to change the game. Just give him time. You're asking a lot of a player to do it in 10 minutes, And the thing is, if he comes on, he doesn't do anything. I don't blame him because it's like, you're asking a lot of him in those 10 minutes.
Yeah. It's 10 minutes, though, is enough time to do something. It's just you'd want more. You'd want more. It's more ridiculous that it's one sub.
Can I just say as well, after I found out last night, shout out to Yarmolenko because I reckon he does go for quite a while.
He's a stallion of a man, Tom.
Lucky ball, Yarmolenko there. Oh, I'll tell you what, Leno, I've had some flappy hands today. Oh, Souček got underneath that.
Yarmolenko, he's had control of it, puts it onto his left, puts it out. That's a classic Yarmolenko pass, if anything. Masuaku on the edge of the area. There's the overlap it's played in. Leno claws it away. Back to Fredericks, who dinks it across. Yeah, Souček's he's messed that one up, hasn't he?
What did I say, Ed? I'm just listen. Yarmolenko, he's What can
he's
I
got
say?
a big dick, is what he's trying to say. Anyway, so it's 1-1. It's 1-1.
There is a certain photo from the game the other night that just makes Yarmolenko look like a very just rock
big
on
dicked individual.
BDE.
BDE indeed. 1-1.
Your right mid could never. Helder Costa could never. I mean, Helder Costa also could score goals, but I mean, Yarmolenko, he's scoring on and off the pitch.
Hey.
If you get what I mean.
I get what you mean.
Do you know, this has been actually enjoyable today. The chat's been great. People have been interactive. The donations, the subscribers, the likes.
It's not been
and actually, West Ham. How often can we say that this season, guys? West Ham.
It's not been as outwardly horrendous as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad.
Well done, Tom. Well done, Tom.
I'm just gonna. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. It's easy. It's really easy. Again, I would like to say that if we were playing 4 at the back, that still would have happened. It's easy for Arsenal there. 5 minutes to go.
This is the problem because now he will make the changes and
Saka again with the reverse through ball. We didn't take that warning the first time apparently because he's done the exact same thing. He's floated into a good thing, played a reverse through ball with the outside of his boot to Ceballos, who can easily just pull it back. Some would call it sweaty. I would just call it bad defending. And Eddie Nketiah is the goal scorer. It's 2-1 Arsenal. Big changes needed. I mean, he didn't risk going for the 3, and now he might come away with none. is what I'll say. It's a frustrating goal to concede because we were obviously on top for such a long period of time. I think over the last 5 to 10 minutes, it's certainly been Arsenal's game. We've sort of just passively watched it.
Don't forget to change the 2-1, Charlie.
Thank you for that, because I did actually forget. And amazingly, Arteta looks to be making the next change. It is what it is. It's 2-1 Arsenal. It's 2-1 Arsenal. Saka playing brilliant balls in the build-up for both of them, to be fair to him.
This is the problem. Our heads will have gone now, and there'll just be no fight for the next 5 to 10 minutes to try and get back into the game.
Yeah.
And we haven't looked to really use that press and the constant pressure that we were having for 20 minutes, really, that large spell in the second half. There was just nothing from David Moyes to say, I'm going to chuck on an extra striker, or I'm going to chuck on a winger, or I'm going to chuck somebody different creative on, like the Yarmolenko or whatever, and to almost try and help win the game. It annoys me because we've been the better team here by a country mile. It's not even been close. I think we've dominated Arsenal today. I really do.
I think the second half we've dominated them. First half, I think it was equal. I think 1-1 was a fair result at half time. Second half, for the opening half an hour of it, was definitely ours and ours for the taking. And the indecision and lack of going for it has killed us.
Once again, it's the same story week in, week out. And also, yeah, James Gunn, imagine not bringing on a striker when you score. Yeah, because, Antonio isn't even a bloody striker. But the thing that annoys me is that David Moyes will come out after this game and he will say, oh, we should have had a penalty in the first half, or, oh, we should have had 2 penalties. And again, we've just made a substitution with 2 minutes to go at normal time without the extra time. What's the point? It's just a slap in the face. Allaire has come on with 2 minutes goal and we need a goal. You could not write this script. It's embarrassing. It's utterly embarrassing. You do nothing to try and...
It's all too easy for Arsenal, if we're being honest. Both their goals have been too easy. For a team who, again, for a manager who is a defensive manager, for a manager who's setting us up even more defensively than he usually defensively sets us up, for them to have been in such acres of space both times is kind of a bit ridiculous.
This is what annoys me, right? Is because we don't deserve to lose today, fair enough, because I think we have been the better team. We just haven't taken our chances well, fair enough. We know Moyes should have gone to the bench. And if we'd have got a draw out of this game, I was ready to say, fair enough, Moyes, you did something different today. You changed it up for them. Fair enough. It kind of worked. We've managed to stifle a draw. We got a point out of a point. And again, he's making 2 changes within the space of a minute. Is he fucking kidding me? This is the difference. Because I don't get it. And I don't want to sit here and go on a tirade and swear and just get this, that, and the other. But it's so... And I'm sorry, I'm going to swear here, chat. I do apologise. But it is so fucking frustrating. Every single week, this is the same shit that we have to deal with. I cannot understand for the life of me. I feel so sorry for Allaire, for Anderson, for Yarmolenko, for those guys. If you're in control of the game, chuck something else on to try and at least go for the 3 points. Don't just sit there and expect them with 2 minutes to go that they can actually fucking do something. It doesn't make sense. And I was fully ready to say to David Moyes, fair enough, do you know what? You threw something different at Arsenal today and it worked. But I was also ready to say to you, if we didn't see those subs before the 75th minute, and if you didn't do the right tactical things to try and change that, the fans were going to be on you, afterwards. And it's just, nobody's closing down Aubameyang there. He doesn't end up scoring. But, we've got 4 minutes to change our luck. Fair enough. And even if we do score in the next 4 minutes and we do end up bloody drawing, I'm not going to praise him because, again, this should have happened 20 fucking minutes ago. It's a joke. It is an absolute joke that a Premier League manager can sit there and week in, week out do the same thing. It's not like it's his first or second time doing it. It's the same thing week in, week out. It just doesn't make sense. A manager that is now winning 2-1 managed to make all 3 subs before we could even make 1. I'm just sick to death of it. It's the same bullshit every week, rinse and repeat, and it's never going to change.
I'd like to thank Ben for the super sticker, for the mood super sticker. Appreciate it, Ben. Thank you so much. It's a vibe. We vibing out here.
And look at this. He'll send everyone forward like he is now, and he'll try and actually get something from the game. Guess what, Dave? We're 2-1 down at this point. Do it 5 minutes ago. It's not fucking rocket science. It's not rocket science. You do this 5 minutes prior. You do it 10, 15 minutes prior when we're on top of the game. No, we'll wait. We'll wait to go 2-1 down. Don't you worry, lads. It's all right. Look at us. We're camped inside their fucking 18-yard box. Give it, Anderson. Give it. Give it. Allaire. No. Oh, he's going to give a foul, isn't it? Oh, fucking hell.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating. I'd like to thank you all for joining us. As this game comes to a close, Gio and Gonzo will be live momentarily with their full-time review. Lots to discuss. We will spam the link in the chat so you can go and have a look. Gio is in the chat as Hammer's chat currently. Hello, Gio. They will be live and we will be able to give it to you. You'll be able to go on across and listen to them, who I'm sure will be discussing it in a similar tone to Tom currently. It's a shame. It's a massive shame because with the run we've got coming up, it could have been good, and it could have also shown David Moyes to be a little bit more adventurous than we all believe him to be. If he'd just gone for it, I don't think if David Moyes today had gone for it, we would have had too many complaints.
Whilst everyone's in here, if you haven't liked it, as Gio said, there is currently a bet going over on the other channel. But if this video does get 200 likes, maybe if Gio is around here, you could just wait 5 minutes because people will stream in here at full time, and then we can tell them. But yeah, if you haven't, do like the video. But we'll do, if the magic number is 200. If it's 200, we will do a bet giveaway. I'm pretty sure that's going to stand for a few weeks. But yeah, if you haven't, then yeah, I'm going to breathe. I just, like I said, it's just irritating when it's rinse and repeat every single week. As is that Nketiah? Arsenal again.
As I say, realistically, it's one of those things where I think if we'd gone for it and we tried to go for the 3 points, we'd made the positive substitutions to go for it. Although if we'd end up losing, there would be some people calling it naive. I think a lot of people would have a bit more respect for David Moyes and think that he has a bit more about it than what we think he does. Whereas in reality, it's another one of the games which proves him to be an incredibly conservative manager who doesn't frequently enough doesn't try to go for the win. He saw his opportunity at a point, and in the words of Sam Allardyce, in the words of famous East Londoner Sam Allardyce, respect the point and all that. But at the same time, I think it's a frustrating situation where if you'd gone for it a bit earlier, if you'd stepped to him a bit earlier, it could have been a lot better than that. Whereas he's decided to try and go for the point, and in a very typical David Moyes fashion, we look to be coming away with none. Frustrating.
All that effort today, and it would have been nice to reward the lads with, at least trying to go for that. And it's a loss to start off one of our hardest runs of the season, and what could have been. I tell you what, the most relieved man on the pitch today is Mikel Arteta that bailed them out there. It is what it is. I thought the players that did play today, great effort from them. I thought they did well, and I would say as Declan Rice looks utterly peeved right now, and that's not a good sign with a month to go before the end of the transfer window.
Thank you everyone for joining us. As Tom is very depressed, I would like to thank you all for joining us. As per usual, we will be back for the whole game on Tuesday. We don't know how we're doing it yet, but we are doing a watch along for it, so do come and join us for that. Hopefully an actual win
for the full time,
which would be fun. Which would be fun because we might actually score some goals on it and go for it. It's frustrating. It's very, very frustrating. There is the chat. There is the video. Gio and Gonzo will be live momentarily. Tom, very briefly, do you have anything left to say?
Yeah, drop a like on the video if you haven't already. Obviously, if we somehow do manage to get to 200 likes from here, there will be a bet giveaway next week. If you are still here and you're going into the full-time review, just put in the live chat, Dithering Dave. That's the message this week.
Dithering Dave is the message this week. Click on that link.
Thank you so much, everybody, for Sheezy for just donating.
Thank you for Sheezy. Thank you. Thank you to everyone who donated specifically. Thank you for Sheezy. Thank you, Rebecca, Charlie Boy, CB, of course, Logan Bowser, All Things Leeds, James Gunn, and the real Athos32. Like I said, we'll be back for whole. Go into that link. Dithering Dave, check out the review. Thank you all for watching. Come on your irons, and we'll see you on Tuesday.